Okay. Hello, Mandy. Alright. Well, without further ado, I guess we're gonna go finish our Abyss weekly and then run the last few dungeons for the week. And then we'll see. Hello, Thrice. Hello, hello. I mean, I guess if I'm on PvE tab, that's fine, actually. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna encounter too many people anyways. And I think I'm missing like 100 mobs or something. I'll be done pretty fast. Hello, Sulky. Yeah, just some finishing touches for today. Finish quests here and there, finish the dungeons. And then probably some chilling PvP. Maybe a bit of Rift, you know, get a bit of AP, or at least, you know, check out the rifting situation. I don't necessarily think it's going to be very busy at this time of day, but might as well, right? We'll see. But yeah, for now, finish this. Also have some, you know, some side quests, I guess, that I need to do eventually. Like I need to do the exploration achievements. I think I have like 200 HP or something to grab from achievements by doing those. I've been pushing it back over and over. Gotta do it eventually. It's stuff I can settle anyways, quite easily. Is that the one already? And I was pretty close, huh? Okay, yeah. I missed Nama today. I fucking missed it. I forgot, dude. I keep forgetting these world bosses, honestly. I guess I could run the arena quest as well for the crystals, perhaps. Yeah. I might do that. Someone called Cyber. You know who else forgot? Yeah. It's hard to remember all of the like world boss, especially because they keep changing them, right? They keep changing the timings. So I don't know, dude. It's just not part of my routine right now. I keep forgetting. Wondering why not go for hidden cubes? Not worth it. There's no keys anymore. Well, I've run out of keys a long time ago, my friend. I'm a keyless man. Even on my ults, I've already opened everything. Every now and again, I'll get keys from like the contracts or the dailies, but other than that, yeah. I just didn't know there was Nama on Friday. Yeah, it's Friday and Sunday now. It's weird, for sure. I was a tanky ranger for some reason. That's random. You have to farm for them? I mean, the keys you can't really farm, right? It's just you happen to get them when you run dailies and contracts, and then you can buy them with like season coins and stuff like that, right? Actually, can't you buy keys with Kuna? I guess you can do that too, if you're really desperate. Yeah, I mean, I need to run my final dungeons. I guess I'll do like one quick run around. I guess actually the smart thing to do is I just stall until Shugo games. And then I do my Shugo and then I go do dungeons. That's probably the right thing to do. Yeah, I guess I'll run around for 15 minutes. Why not? Now, technically speaking, right? If I really want to be quote-unquote efficient with my time, I should be just like grinding in the abyss for potential stones, right? And if this was global, maybe I would do it. I kinda don't feel like doing it. As is, though. Like, I've tried. I just don't get... it just doesn't fucking drop, dude. It really doesn't. Want to be time efficient, you just swipe. I mean, you look, man. That's another thing entirely. All right. That's different. By the way, I learned about something today, which it's funny, right? Do you know what people do on Taiwan? Like, have you guys ever wondered how some of these people that don't have the stats of people who are kill training, how they manage to farm unreasonable amount of ranking points, and are seemingly like PvPing in the abyss 24/7? Do you know what these people are doing? I saw people like discussing this. They are paying people to pilot their character to keep PvPing when they're offline. And like farm bots in the abyss. That's what's going on. Jesus Christ, dude. What the... Dude, how is this guy doing so much damage, dude? Okay, well that is a juiced ranger, holy moly. Where like people are dead ass paying for services to pilot their character to farm abyss ranking for them. Like, especially in a season where being a high rank doesn't give you anything. And the pilots do dungeons for them. The cleric I play with has 2 pilots. Okay. I don't want to offend anyone, but how much of a fucking loser do you have to be paying someone to play video games for you? Like, is this really like the stage we've reached with those games? Like, is this it? Why is this guy invisible, dude? I mean, it's a gladiator, who am I kidding? I'm gonna die eventually anyways. I'm dealing subhuman damage to this guy. Also, my remove shock keeps resetting. That's pretty fun. Also, I can't see this guy for some reason, so that's interesting, isn't it? Like, I have no visual cue because I just cannot see this guy. Yeah, well. Why pay you to play video game for us? I mean, that's different though. The cleric I play with has 2 pilots. She's rich as fuck. That's a winner. That winners get. I don't know what more she can ask for. I don't know why people would pilot to dungeons and PvP. I mean, okay, here's the thing though. Like, this is the whole point of playing the game. Like, why? You know? And like, you could make an argument in season 1 and 2 because you were actually getting stuff, right? From the seasonal rewards. But nowadays, like, bro, you don't even get anything from being a high rank. Like, why? I guess, you know, different strokes for different folks, I suppose. How are you feeling getting smacked in this nice Sunday evening? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it's a blocked lad. So. Okay, well, that's a group of X forms. I mean, I'm used to it. The Prim Commander, interesting. Yes, stand the My Defiance buff. Just as God intended. Really a big fan of the AFK guy next to me though. It's pretty cool. You would think this, with this guy being Supreme Commander, like when he stuns me, do you think he would like go behind me to take advantage of back attacks? Nope. Doesn't need to. I will remember you of the losers who paid you for playing the game. I mean, okay, it's a bit different though. Like I think paying for entertainment. Okay. Here's the difference, right? If you pay for the sub to play the game, like that's fine, right? So it's kind of the same thing, right? It's the same thing as like paying to watch a movie and stuff like that. Paying for someone else to be playing the game for you though, like I don't know. I just can't get behind it. I just can't get behind the like the whatchamacallit, Supreme Commander Cleric. I kind of feel bad for the guy though. Yeah, well, it is what it is. Yeah, I honestly can't get behind the idea. Yeah. People who full orange genius boards have pilots that farm genius crystals 24/7 until they have a full board of perfect stats. Do they now? You know, I mean, I'm not really surprised, right? I mean, obviously, people pay for pilot for everything, right? Dude, I mean, on Final Fantasy XIV, people pay for people to pilot their character to get good logs. You know what I mean? So I'm not even like that surprised necessarily. It's just such a foreign concept to me. Yeah, well, I can't hit him, so. Very cool. Glad looks like a pain in the ass. Gladiator and Assassin are just in a tier of their own right now. It is what it is, right? If there's a way to pay for progress, there was always maxing it out. I mean, okay. See, that's the thing. Paying for someone to pilot your character to farm genius crystals, I guess I can understand, because farming for genius crystals is a pain in the dick, and if you just want the perfect ball to go enjoy the game, you know, I wouldn't do it. I can understand someone doing it. Paying for someone to pilot your character to PvP for you, to be a high rank, even though there's no ranking rewards and it doesn't achieve anything, I just don't really understand, personally. Like, that's the thing, right? I just cannot understand the logic behind that, because the entire point of the rankings right now is just like bragging rights, basically. Like that's all there is to it, right? So why? Oh god, dude. Yes, 2 Supreme Commanders just dumping me, dude. Oh yeah, I'm having so much fun, dude. It's only Assassins and Glads in PvP now, because every other class just fucking gave up. Did a guy jump over a head without helping you? I mean, it's probably a bot. It's probably a bot just returning to his farming location. That's not very... It's pretty common. Yeah, I kind of hoped that PvP would be better at this time of day, but I guess not. I mean, okay, I guess it makes sense, actually, because it's only really high-ranked people, right? So, do you think all of these people are getting piloted right now? Because it's all Supreme Commanders and Commanders. Like, on that topic, do you think that's what's going on here? It's just people paying for pilots to, you know, in the middle of the night. Why don't you ask how the game, and how do you think they will mess it up like Iron 1? Although the game is fun, right? It's a good game. It's rough around the edges, and there's a lot of things they need to, like, fix before the games come to global, but yeah, the game is worth playing, yeah. Yes, precisely, yeah, I guess that's what it is, huh? It really gives you another perspective. It starts to make sense why it's those huge zergs of high ranks in what is allegedly the middle of the night for them. Taiwan is a weird place, man. The Taiwanese server is like... The players on there are like... I don't know where to begin. I mean, you know, it will have been a learning experience overall, right? I had never played on a Taiwanese slash Chinese server. Now I have. And now I see exactly how these players are, and well, acting like this won't happen on global, it will, the pilot part. To that scale, no. I can already tell you that it will not happen to that scale. Will people do it? Yes. To that scale, no. It's the same thing with RMTing for Horn Dragon gear. Will some people do it? Yes. Will the majority of the playbase do it, like on Taiwan? No. I can absolutely guarantee you that. It's just a... That's just the way the Taiwanese play the game, I guess. I'm curious why it will be on global. People here play games different. Yeah, exactly. It's a culture thing. It's a culture thing. It's not like as if many of these high ranks are not also no-lifers plus whales. You mean on Taiwan? I mean, yeah. I mean, evidently, they're not even low-lifers. They just play other people. They just pay other people to play the game for them. So, yeah. Like that appears to be the point, because I was looking into it because people were talking about it, right? And it really does seem like all of these people at the top of the rankings on Taiwan, they don't do it themselves. They have people pilot their character more than they play the game themselves, if that makes sense, right? That's basically what's going on. And it certainly starts to make sense, right? It makes sense why there's those huge zergs of like high-ranked people that just like, you know, sit and like kill people at artifacts and stuff like that, seemingly all day long, all day around the clock, right? I guess whatever. Now it's starting to make sense. I mean, maybe it was obvious to some people. Maybe I'm, you know, gullible, but I didn't think it was like that because yeah, I'm not used to people doing stuff like that. Some people do it 100% in the West, but you know, it's not really to that scale. Halo like ever. What's the point then? I think it's just a culture thing. Yeah. I think it's just a culture thing. The same reason why people play, you know, like AFK mobile games, in which they have like no like bearing on anything going on. Yeah. Just want to be the top. Yeah. I think it's just like a social status thing, I guess. Imperialist. This guy... Yeah, it's a gold paralysis, that's what I thought. 5-second paralysis, huh? Crazy. Just another way of showing off wealth. Yeah. Precisely. I think that's what it is. I mean, it's interesting though. It's interesting. It's not my thing, but I personally find it weird. But I guess if that's what those people do. How's the pay to win and the grind as that was killed Iron 1? If the game wants to survive in the West, they need to learn. I mean, the thing with the whatchamacallit, the monetization, we don't know how the monetization is going to be in the West, because we haven't had news on that, right? We know it's going to be different than Taiwan and Korea. We don't know to what extent, and we don't know exactly what they intend on doing, right? But right now, it's basically... Like, the pay to win is basically legal RMT. That's basically what it is. That is basically the extent of the pay to win. So you can buy Kina from other players. Yeah. Which means you can buy enhancements and stuff like that. There's no like cash up items though. I'm paralyzed. Cool. I mean, I think I can kill this Glad. It's just that I'm trying to hold on my Defiance. I don't think I can. I mean, okay, well, he's just gonna life leech back though. Or maybe not. Oh wait, hold up. There's gonna be sugar games. Let me go do that real quick. Go playing with Taiwan, I thought Russians were the now Chinese definitely take the crown. It's different, yeah, but it feels similar for sure, yeah. But it also doesn't really see cheating like an issue overall. Basically, if you cheat and don't get caught, you deserve to be better type of approach. I mean, I don't know if that's really the case, but it certainly feels like if there's something they can abuse, like they will be abusing it, and that they don't necessarily give much of a shit. It certainly feels like this, yes. But then again, like I'm not looking to necessarily like insult the whole nation. I'm just saying that it's pretty obvious there's a very stark difference, like cultural difference when it comes to approaching this game. For sure. Group of friends that take over all wild bosses on a certain leader server. They have 2 assassins with speed hacks. Right. They haven't been caught for 5 months. That's The unjustified means quite fucked up and sad. Yeah, I mean personally that's again personally not my thing, right? But then again, like, you know, swiping for power in general is not my thing either. So, you know, the different strokes for different folks, I guess. Depends if it's p-hack on low ping simulation, thrown to 2.5. Yeah. I mean, ultimately, yeah, it's gonna be on NCSoft to like punish these, and if they don't punish it, then people are gonna keep doing it, right? I'm assuming maybe that's why they raised the ranking point loss initially, because they wanted to like fight piloting. Which, if that's the case, then I can kind of understand the approach, but yeah, that's, you know, it's not good for the general player base. Not a good way to do it. I mean, I guess ultimately that is one of the reasons why they also just removed the ranking rewards. They did mention that they removed the ranking rewards because of that, right? So makes sense. I didn't think it was like that widespread though, but looking at it, it certainly seems like pretty much all of the top of the ranking does it. Iron 2 seems to be like every week, clear 35, log off till like next maintenance. I mean, I guess it depends on like what content is interesting to you. Obviously, if you do PvP, then you also have to do your AP cap, farm your medals, etc, etc. But yeah, if you're a purely PvE player, I think one thing that is missing on the PvE side is some sort of like grind. Yeah. You know, to keep you occupied outside of the weekly occupations. Because if you're a PvP player, you can just go farm in the Abyss, right? And then you get Kina, you get potential stones, and then you get a bit of PvP at the same time, right? But like a purely PvE player, I mean, I guess they can also go to the Abyss to do that, but, you know, they're gonna get farmed, so... Trackable even preparing to cheats. Some of the cheats abuse, like if it's the same as Iron 1, right? Some anti-cheat abuse very specific things where they would need like kernel level security, or they would need like GMs to actively catch people in the act for them to be banning them. That's the problem. And seeing the list of like possible cheats in this game, it certainly looks like a lot of it is the same. Crash tier, but it's saying 1 billion Kina a day. Jesus Christ, dude. I saw one good Chanta in PvP, one shot everyone. I think Chanta is in a decent spot overall. I don't think it's like too strong. I don't think it's too strong. I don't think it's too weak. Like I think Chanta is quite alright. I think it has a lot of like nice niches. I'm still not a fan of the Dark Cross spam stuff, but it's not a class that I would like necessarily change all that much personally. In contrast to some other classes. Look out for the balloons and the tiles, trainings and gear from overworld bosses sell for a lot. I mean, I know that, right? But I mean, I guess if they're just like cheating to like have an edge to farm them, which makes sense, I guess, because the world bosses on our server, like they die in like 2 seconds. So I guess they're getting camped by those types of people as well. What would be your tier list overall PvE, PvP for balance? Like what class is currently like the best and what class is currently the worst? I mean, I think I I talk about that all the time, but like the absolute best class in the game right now is Gladiator. And it's kind of not even close. And the worst class is Sork. I'm sorry, I was cooking, just tuned in. I don't even necessarily mean today. It's just like all the time on stream I keep saying it, but I mean it's fine. I don't mind, don't worry. That's why I was saying the camp bosses with speed accents, yeah. It's crazy. There is a whole world out there, you know what I mean? I mean, hey. I guess it is what it is, right?
Look out for the balloon. Since it's the last round, I'll give you extra time to grab the balloons, Nyerk.
But yeah, as of right now, like Gladiator is at the top of everything. It's a good tank, it's a good DPS. It has good self-sustain, it gives good group buffs in terms of PvE. And in PvP, it's the uncontested best 1v1 class. Like, there's no... Gladiator has no counters in PvP, basically. There's no classes that can beat Gladiator in a 1v1 scenario. None. Ooh. Alright. Let's do some dungeons. Isn't that kind of stupid? Yeah. Yeah, it is. That's the problem. My guy DPS in Hall of Illusion hard is 160k. According to people with DPS meter, that's kind of low, I think. Yeah, because you have high ping. The thing with Gladiator is that it has personal, fairly high DPS, right? It's like at the top. It basically, like, the personal DPS of a Glad is middle of the pack for a DPS class, even though it's a tank, right? But then you also have to factor in the fact that it gives Z kills to the group, right? And it also gives Life Leech Blade to the group. And when you factor in these, it's not at the top, obviously, because Assassin is at the top, right? But it's like, it's pretty high up there, considering it's supposed to be a tank. Play from Singapore to Taiwan, I think 60 MS. If you get 160k DPS in Hall of Illusion as a Gladiator, there's something wrong if you have low ping. Because I'm getting like 110, 120 as a Cleric with 200 ping. So yeah, there's something off. I don't know if you're optimizing your PvE gear and Genius and so on and so forth properly, but yeah. No, like Gladiator right now is like much higher than this. Most classes don't even benefit from Z kills. At least the 20% attack buff. What do you mean? Yes, you do. Like since they raised the attack cap, you don't benefit from all of it, but you benefit from most of it. Since they raised the attack cap. Like you do. You do. Some classes a bit less than others, but yeah, for now it's 100%. It helps. It definitely helps. And then Life Leech Blade is an insane DPS increase. Insane. I think most DPS reach 120% by that one. I don't think that's the case, no. I mean, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so, no. Even if you account for max, max gear, right, with all the percent attack on the gear, as well as the full breakthrough accessories, and even a maxed out use steals board, I don't think you do. And also, obviously, you're also giving the buff to your support, right? And you're gonna be running dungeons with the likes of Chanters and Clerics as well, which will benefit. Are healers a must-have for endgame PvE, or do we even have endgame PvE, or is it just whatever? They're not a must-have. They're good to have. They're not a must-have, though. In the current state of the game, they're not a must-have. Alright, let me jump into a Hall of Illusion Conquest. Also, Cleric and Chanter are pretty interchangeable right now. Like, Cleric is nice, you know, it's nice for convenience for the group. Provides a bit more healing, especially passively with the Benevolence, as well as the stamina healing. So it's good for that. But you can pretty much heal everything in the game with just the Chanter in the group. Yeah. And then you just, you know, fill in the gap with a self-res if you need it. Spirit Master Cleric as well. If you're talking about amplification, amplification is not up 100% of the time. It's not. I also don't... Does amplification cap you on attack? I'm not sure. How much DPS should a Glad fetch in Hold Illusion hard these days? I mean, again, obviously it depends on again your ping, right? But if you have a... If you have a Chanter in the group... personal DPS... like if you're like around a 500k gamer with like an orange weapon and guard, probably 250. I would, yeah, 250, yeah. Hopefully not too many class changes after next week. We do need some class changes though. I mean, okay, there's not many. Okay, a lot of the classes don't need a lot of changes. It's more like very specific, like nitpd, like targeted changes. Like Sork needs something akin to the Kaizenal buff from SM for PvP. They do, right? So wherever they want to like put that buff at, they need that. And I do believe it would be nice for Cleric to have a slight PvE damage boost because it's now very below Chanter. So like you kind of don't have a good reason to bring a Cleric to anything because you know you can self-res in Sanctuary. The healing is nice, but Chanter handles the healing just fine. So that would be nice. And obviously I would like for Root to be good, but you know, I've been asking for that since the beginning, so what can you do, right? And then yeah, I mean, SM is fine. Ranger I think is in an okay spot right now. Maybe a slight PvE DPS increase would be nice for Ranger, like very slight. And then for the rest, it's just like nerf Gladiator and Assassin to the fucking ground. Like the main two changes that are needed is like another pass on Life Leech and fucking nerf Assassin and Glad. It's like basically what we need right now. We don't have class changes this week. Yeah, not this week, but the week after that, right? Like the week after that is likely going to be like a somewhat significant patch. Definitely a Tuesday where I can be lazy. Yeah. That's why I have videos planned for this week that are not, you know, patch notes and stuff like that. Because I know it's pretty likely I won't have to make a patch note video this week. At least based on what they've said. Life Leech is already nerfed to the ground. What are you doing in PvP? Okay, you need to see... Okay. Maybe you haven't seen what Assassin and Gladiator does with Life Leech right now. But yeah, it's pretty fucking bad. Assassin and Gladiator are unkillable in PvP because of their Life Leech. They just like pop themselves up like within a few hits, just in a 1v1 PvP scenario. Like it was fine after the first change, and then they changed it again this week. And whatever they did, fucked it up completely. And now it's actually broken. Like you have assassins sustaining like a group of 8 people, damaging them by just like holding E on a single target. It's bad. And then Gladiator's Life Leech Blade in PvP brings them back to full health in like 2 seconds. It's pretty bad. I think I made clips on my channel with both of those scenarios. I mean, I guess I can just show you after this. They broke it again? Yeah. Specifically in PvP, it seems like. I don't know if in PvE it's bad, but yeah, in PvP they certainly broke it pretty bad, yeah. Which, you know, that is one thing, but it's like added on top of everything else with those two classes, you know what I mean? It's like, really, dude? Like, it's like we were not struggling enough against these classes? You really had to go and do that too? This fucking template is called 6-7. Dude. Whatever, man. Stop. Get out of my brain. You know, with this stupid like trend, right? You really come to realize how common of a string of numbers that is in your day-to-day life, because every time I have to like by accident mention those two numbers back to back, I die a little bit inside every time. Foreigner party? Maybe. Well, the template probably is, right? Unless that brain rot stuff has reached Taiwan as well. 6 as well as 8-1, yeah. You have to jump through the hoops, man. You have to. Chinese guilds. I mean, that doesn't mean much, though. I'm dead. Yeah, I don't have stam. I should have used benevolence. How much do you weave on Cleric at the moment? You mean left click? Pretty much none. I just condemnation right click, that's pretty much all I do. Like, I tried again with left click weaving. I even tried with whatchamacallit, using mouse macro, and it's just, yeah, it just doesn't give you any DPS. It really doesn't. It's pretty bad. I wonder if it would with better ping? Maybe. I mean, I do see Taiwanese Cleric weave all the time, as well as Korean, so maybe it does. But yeah, like, it doesn't matter what I tried, it doesn't for me. I wish they would rework condemnation. In what sense? Is it too spammy, or... I mean, it's, you know... I think every class has one of those, right? So... I think I started Mice Planet Noble Dragon God yesterday. I think it's easy because it's level 70. I mean, it's easier, right? You have a high chance to succeed, but you can still fail, so... But because it's like fairly cheap now, it's not as bad as it used to be. Like, as I said, I might make a Horn Dragon Mace. I might. I want to finish like the couple of like extra goals I have for myself in PvE, and then maybe I'll make one. Yeah. Looping, it feels like you're having a window to use right mouse button. I'm just alternating between condemnation and right mouse button, personally. Regardless of whether it's up or not. Because sometimes it doesn't proc right, and the time that you spend not pressing anything is a DPS loss, so... I've tried both ways. I was just like holding it as well as always alternating between the two. And alternating doesn't seem to be like a massive DPS loss, so I think it's fine. That also doesn't use left mouse button, so I can get by without right mouse button. Yeah, depends on the class, right? But I do see some locals use left click on Cleric, so who knows? Maybe with low ping, right? Maybe. One night is fine. I will on all classes, it's not a big difference, but it is something. I mean, on Cleric, I can tell you it's a DPS loss, at least. At least at my ping. Also, like, if you don't have to use a button, right, you can just like fully inspect it and spec your passives like higher. So that is another thing to consider. Need Noble Dragon, the weapon is just so good not to have. I initially wasn't planning on getting them. If you play the game, you kind of have to. I'm doing fine without them. Like, that's the thing. I have a Ludra weapon right now, and it's fine. The thing with the Noble weapon, right, is it going to increase my DPS? Yes, it will. Is it going to fix the problems that I'm facing right now? No, it won't. With or without a Noble Dragon weapon, I'm still going to have like a 0% success rate. Like a 0% win rate against certain classes. And that's game balance, it's not gear. There's nothing that's going to change that. I'm also doing enough DPS in PvE right now, so... You know, I will eventually get it. Maybe, if I run out of things to upgrade by the time... It's dead, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty bad. If by the time I'm done enhancing stuff, like it's really cheap, then I will get it, because why not? But I'm not gonna seek to go after it when I still have to when I still have stuff to do, right? Because it is ultimately like a risk. Just to get something that is not going to like fix my world or anything. Red waving technique, we didn't have DPS meter, Rebbe tried. And saw no difference, the animation timing, even though yeah, I mean, the main thing is like the rate of fire, right? So like one of the main reasons why I use it in PvP specifically is to proc more Theostones. Because it is undoubtedly, it has a fire, like a faster hit rate, even if it doesn't increase your DPS. So if in PvE Theostones did any fucking damage, maybe it would have been worth it. But right now Theostones are completely irrelevant in PvE. So who cares? Rebbe is, look at, yeah, Rebbe is Korean. I'm not doing Noble and Global until month 7 also. It's gonna depend on how the progression is. Like, we don't know, right? Maybe the progression is going to be completely different on Global. Like, we just have no idea. How much better is Horn Dragon Mace to Ludra Mace, do you think? It's like... probably like 200 attack more or something. I don't know. Depends if it's planned or not. It's like between 100 and 200 attack more. Bit more stats here and there. The main difference is going to be the Soulbind 9s. Yeah. The extra Soulbind 9s is going to allow me to be more comfortable in what I run. We don't know if Noble will be that relevant in Season 4 as well. There's also that, right? But... I mean, okay, here's the thing though. Even with the level 50, like, the level 50 cap raise, they can't phase out everything we have right now. You know what I mean? Like, they can't power creep us that drastically. It's just fucking Season 4, right? And they also can't introduce mythical gear. Again, it's just Season 4. So I don't know how much higher the power creep is going to be with Season 4. So I think it's still going to be viable. Like, I think you're still going to be able to clear content with it, right? I don't expect them to push too crazy. If they do 7 free to play, we'll be completely fucked. The game needs some... Yeah, exactly. The game needs more time for people to catch up. And like, they are slowly getting there, right? They have been slowing down, which feels nice, right? People are finally able to catch up. But overall, they just fucked up on their initial progression. Like, they needed like more long-term goals. Like, Horn Dragon Gear should have been a long-term goal thing. It should not have been something that was available from Season 1 and that you can just swipe to get. That was a huge mistake. In terms of, like, you know, the game's progression, it was a mistake. It doesn't even make them money. Like I keep saying, right? If the way Horn Dragon Gear was that the craft, like the orange mat from the craft, was a bound item that you got from running Sanctuary, and you just got a couple per week, right? And so the only way to make Horn Dragon Gear was to get the mat yourself to craft it, then that would have been a good long-term goal, right? But the way they introduced whole Dragon Gear was completely fucked up. They messed up, man. And I hope they learn from that. Alright, let me roll back up a bit. They also agreed that they weren't thinking people would go through the content this fast. I mean, that's... Obviously, it was a lack of foresight on their front. And at the end of the day, that's what they get for not running a beta with this game, right? But, you know, live and learn. And now they get to fix it with the next step of the game, right? They get to fix it with the next step of the game, and they get to fix it on global. So again, hopefully they got the memo. I want to know what the new class is going to be like. I mean, we probably won't have any news on that until like 2 months. If it is going to come in Season 4, which, you know, remains to be seen. It's just the overall assumption, but we don't know for sure, right?
Am I finally...
This is a catch-up season mostly, yep. I mean, as it should have been, right? Mouse discharge. Alright, well. Alright, there's 108, 114, yes. And they have 118 and 124 on the client. I mean, yeah, like they have the Emperor Dragon Gear in the client, and they released it in Season 2, right? But then they backtracked on it and they took it out of the game. So that's gonna be coming at some point. I just hope they will take a different approach with it. Like, actually, I hope they introduced Emperor Dragon Gear within this new Sanctuary, and they do what I said, which is like the whole bound mat stuff. And you just slowly work towards it. I really hope they do that. And I'm a bit behind on chat, sorry if I'm just answering old stuff.
I will protect.
Most core players are just chilling until the next content drop. Kinda. I mean, I still have a lot of objectives I'm working on though. Like, I wouldn't say I'm done with the game, right? I still have a whole lot of PvP progression to do, and I'm still working on enhancements and stuff like that. Now, that being said, if the argument is that I don't really need to be doing all of that, then yeah, probably. Like, I can probably tackle the next Sanctuary with the gear that I have right now, right? And not really have a problem. But, you know, in terms of min-maxing, you know, progression, I still have a couple of things that I do have to do. Rumors for no life and sub barely get to later stages. This is in catch-up phase. Are you saying this for me? How easy is it to switch classes after a lot of time invested? Is it possible to sell equipped gear to anything carry over? Some of the systems are server-based, so some of your progression will spread across all of your character. Anything that is related to gear, you will have to start over though. Yeah. As well as stuff, you know, minor stuff like wings as well, but that's not too bad. They have been talking about a class change ticket though, so if you're looking to change classes, you may want to wait for that. But then again, they've been talking about it for like a long time, and they have been saying that they're not entirely sure on whether they want to introduce it to the game, so yeah, no. There's that. Your class will spam E and something else? Probably. I do hope they backtrack on that class design. It does seem like they want to introduce other stuff, like, right? Like, namely, with Champa, they made it so your number 4 actually gives you a buff that you have to maintain, so you have to use your number 4 on cooldown. So I hope they do stuff like that. More stuff like that. you want an extra class they can't balance. Yeah, I mean, okay, look, at the end of the day, and I've been saying this for like a bit now, if you just remove Assassin and Gladiator from the game, I think the balance is okay. Yeah, I think it's not too bad. If you just remove these two classes from the game. According to this, Matin is the Emperor Quadel of player. Am I? I mean, I have been playing the game like consistently. I wouldn't say I'm like pushing really hard or I'm no-lifing like some other people are doing, because Like ultimately, I mostly play the game almost exclusively when I'm streaming, which is like 4 to 5 days a week for like between 3 to 7 hours, right? Which, you know, it's a decent amount of time, but for a Korean MMO, it's like on the low end because I'm spending a lot of time, like, you know, either doing IRL stuff or working on like content, like videos and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm probably like on the higher end, especially when it comes to the foreigners, for sure. Do you think as a healer you pretty much don't need to overgear compared to a DPSer? What do you mean? Oh, in relation to what content creator? And like, what do you mean overgear? I think new Sanctuary is coming out too early, not a lot of people are clearing current content. The problem with the Sanctuary right now is not so much the content or the progression, it's the entry system. A lot more people would be clearing it if the entry system wasn't so AIDS, genuinely. Also, I think there's a bunch of people that just like don't engage with Sanctuary because it just doesn't give that much. Admittedly, right? Like the main perk right now is the bracelet. And I don't think that's enough to motivate most people. God, I keep pressing this button by accident because I think it's abstraction. What's your crit for PvE? I think it's like 1700 or something. Yeah. I don't really have any crit. I'm nowhere near cap, I will tell you that. I'm really behind on the chat, but I'm trying not to miss anyone's message, so sorry. What game is this? This is Ion 2. Like, it's hard to keep up with chat while also doing content when it's going this fast, so bear with me with a minute. Very good. People who say game is getting stale are people who barely just managed to get to endgame. I'm playing 6-8 hours a day every single day with sub. I mean, to be fair, like, even if that's the case, I do think there is some merit in saying that some of the content would deserve to be handled a bit better, right? Like, some of it does get a bit stale. Like, namely, I think the PvP reward structure needs to change. Be more exciting. And I also think they need to change the structure of Sanctuary. Everyone that played since release is easy 4K. I don't really interact with enough people to be sure about that, but I think anyone who is like actually involved in the game is probably pretty close to that, yeah, for sure. I mean, I can tell you, right? I don't swipe, I don't really go for like the big risky crafts. I only started doing ults like 2 months into the game, and I haven't really been pushing them like as hard as I could. Like, I'm taking it pretty easy, honestly. At least for my standards, I'm taking it pretty easy, right? And I'm 4.3k both in PvE and PvP, right? Both. That's the thing that you have to keep in mind, right? Like, I'm 500k, almost 500k combat power in PvE, even though I've invested most of my resources into upgrading for PvP, right? So, you know. Oh, I'm not making that. If you were to perk Sanctuary, do you think a lower combat power healer would get in easier than a DPSer? I do think so, yeah. Broadly speaking, like any support classes, you're more likely to get invited into groups, even if your gear is like lacking a bit, because obviously you're providing more than just DPS, so it makes sense. Like Chanter, Cleric, Templar, like these classes get into groups like easier, basically. Oh, you guys are gonna need to switch onto this one. On guard, on guard. Why is the DPS this low? How are we not killing this? Oh. I don't know why they're stacking it if their DPS is this low. Consider that I may be biased. It includes ults, yeah, for sure. Deviant system have been a great way to progress without spending much Hina. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of eye level and combat power that is coming from that specifically. Well, this guy just fucking left. Template doesn't get in easy, I get gate kept like DPS. I mean, everyone gets gate kept to some extent. The question was more so about the support classes getting in easier, which is undoubtedly the case, right? Templar has to compete with Gladiant's most played class. I wouldn't say Templar competes with Glad in Sanctuary specifically, because Templar provides mitigation that Gladiator does not provide. And mitigation is really precious in Sanctuary. Now, if you're talking about, you know, just a broad spectrum tank, then yeah, since Gladiator is actually able to tank now, that's kind of the case. But personally, if I take a Templar, if it's mostly for the confidence of the extra tolerance. Keep getting kicked because from the beginning all dungeons were easy without it, yeah. That removes 20% attack now. Yeah, but it's not really comparable to the tolerance that Templar gives, does it? It doesn't compare. Like Warding Strike and Ult for All is not comparable in terms of mitigation. I've seen a lot of people use the range as DPS. Are the other options that weak? It's hard to see anyone playing with a Soak. Soak is just not really wanted because it's just not a very, very good class right now. Like, it's a middling DPS. You can absolutely do content with Soak, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong. But it's a middle of the pack DPS that doesn't really provide anything to the group. Whereas other DPS classes, like, provide more. And then in PvP, it's just downright the worst class. Am I caught up with chat? I'm caught up with chat. Yippee! What a miracle. Hello, Deezer. Soak is good in PvE, but it's a very piano class. The thing is that Soak just straight up has less DPS than like other DPS classes, and it also struggles with the fact that it has a it has a lot of ground effect attacks that does damage in a game where the bosses keep jumping around, which, you know, what happened to the group? I don't know. We failed to kill the clone and a guy died, and a guy just left. Good Soak is hard to find. It's not even about a good Soak. It's just that Assassin does twice fucking DPS, like the DPS of Soak. SM is just straight up a better Soak. It's less clunky. It does more damage. It provides more, right? Like Ranger is better in terms of mobility if you want like a range class to do range mechanics. And I'm pretty sure Ranger does more damage than Soak. But after the last patch, I don't know if that's the case still. I do believe Ranger does more DPS than Soak. And then Gladiator can tank. It does basically as much damage as a Soak if you factor in RDPS. It's tankier, it has life leech, it buffs the group, you know, like it's one of those things, right? You just don't really have a good reason to bring in a Soak other than my friend plays Soak and that's what I'm bringing them. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much how it is. SM is OP now. I think SM is in a decent spot, personally. I think, if anything, bringing every class to SM's level, whether, you know, it's bringing Assassin and Gladiator down to SM's level and bringing the other one up to SM's level, I think would be a nice threshold to reach. I think SM is in a good spot in terms of like how the class plays, how versatile it is, how good it performs in PvE, how good it performs in PvP. I think it's a pretty reasonable class. The only thing that I would say is a bit much is the Earth Spirit taunt in PvP. I think this one is maybe a bit excessive at times, but other than that, I think the class is like, it's pretty good. It's designed pretty well. SM burst is better than soak, that's the problem. I mean, SM doesn't really necessarily burst. SM is just like, it just has a very well sustained DPS across the entire fight. Soak on average is bigger than, is higher right now. Soak is close to SM, but max DPS seems to be way higher on Ranger than Soak. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much. Alright. Iron on SM was good with dots. Yeah, but dots in this game are just bad. It's pretty obvious they don't want dot to be a source of damage. Because like all of the dots deal negative damage. It's all about that spike damage, pretty much. Like, I do wish they did more with dots in this game, but it doesn't seem like they want to do it. Whether it's in PvE or PvP, like, dots just don't really do much. You run dots not for the dot damage, you run dots for the additional effect that the dot skill gives you, basically. Dots really suck, dots can be great. Yeah, dots are just bad in general. Which is weird, right? You know, I guess that's what they want, because they haven't done anything with dots since the beginning of the game, so. And it is funny, right? Because the final spec of Root on Cleric, it doubles the damage your dots do, but your dots do like fucking 20 points of damage. So, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's like, clearly they had something in mind, and then they were like, whatever, man. Hello, Sugus. Do they still dispel scrolls? No. The dispel skills ignore scrolls in this game now. So they have a dispel, but it ignores the scroll. It just goes straight for the buffs, which I would argue is a buff for the dispelling classes. Because scrolls have no cooldowns anyways, so, you know. Now they just dispel the good stuff off rip. Rip. Dead, aren't I? Yeah. Dispel blue food and drinks. Yeah, that is really fucked up, by the way. That they do that. They didn't do that in 9.1, by the way. Another reason not to be running expensive food, dude. I swear to God. Fuck Bailik food. On God, on God. All my homies hate Bailik food. I mean, look, Bailik food, like, the main thing it gives is mainly status effect resist, but like, dude, status effect resist is such a placebo fucking stat, dude. I swear to God. Actually decorative, swear to God. Which is funny because like there's some reason a lot of people run like max willpower on their gear, and I'm like, do you really feel the difference with that? Like, I don't know, man. It feels like the classes that are CCing you the most right now don't really give a shit about your status effect resist because of the sheer amount of status effect chance they have built in. Impact resist is placebo or chance? Resist. I mean, it helps against Theostone. That is the one thing where I can tell you that, yeah, it makes a difference. But man, for any of the actual status from players, like especially the ones that you care about, so like, you know, melee stuns, more specifically. Like, yeah, it kind of doesn't do shit, if I'm gonna be honest. I have been tempted to remove status effect resist from some pieces, like the cape, for example. Because you get like 3% as a whole as a whole ass stat line, and it doesn't really feel like it does anything. I mean, fuck, man. You get CC'd on your Defiance and Survival Willpower stacked buffs, and those give you 150% extra. So, whatever, man. I need to do 2 more, right? Yeah, 2 more. I guess these guys are done. Okay. Alright, so 2 more. Still no weapons, by the way. Still no fucking weapons. Intrude. Hey, yo, do we have a freebie? Probably not. I'll look anyways. I'll bite. Wow. An actual freebie. I don't think I've had a dungeon freebie in like forever. How bad are these guys though? I mean, that should be fine. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, dude. Is the new Transcendence next week? Nope, it got pushed back. It's the week after that. Alongside, like, all the major changes, basically. You guys see Scarlet of Honors? What an horrible design. I mean, I've heard of it. I haven't really looked into it too much because it's not really something that's on my radar. Isn't it supposed to be like an alpha or something? Don't waste your time? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it because I haven't played it. Q1 2027? I see. Yeah, I mean, you know. Games like these, I don't think you should necessarily show to the public like that early on. I mean, we saw what happened with Chrono Odyssey. We saw what happened with Ashes of Creation. Just fucking keep it in the oven until it's ready, you know what I mean? But hey, again, I haven't seen it, so maybe it's not that bad, but that's my personal opinion on the matter. Do I not have scrolls on? I feel so slow. I mean, we don't have a Chanter, I guess. Yeah, it's just not having a Chanter, man. Feels bad. I mean, this group's DPS is fine, dude. I don't know what happened. Where did the support go? Okay, they're stacking them. Alright. Yeah, but that's a fine group, dude. I mean, I'll take the freebie. Do you think spamming 2 main skill is stupid in 9-2? I'm not a fan of the proc skill spam windows, personally. If that's the question. I'm not a fan, but it is what it is, I guess. I would argue that the most stupid thing is, you know, the fact that it's really common for people to just have a mouse macro that just spams 3 buttons for them and then just hold it down, and that's just the gameplay of like most melee classes, for example. Like, I do think that's pretty dubious, and I wish that wasn't the case. And all of that is primarily because they allow you to reorganize skill as much as you want. That was a big mistake, in my opinion, to be letting people do that. But what can you do? The cat's out of the bag now, so I don't think that's going out. One more. Yeah, no more freebies. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's happening again anytime soon. Used soak. Yeah, I'll join this. There's a Chanta. That's what I do as a Sork, yeah. I just don't think they should have done that. For sure. But it is what it is. Actually hit your final boss skill count. I mean, yeah. I mean, 35 dungeons isn't that much, like, within a week, to be honest. I also have 62 play count right now. Like, basically, I'm going for 63 every week, if I can help it. Sometimes I miss it, but, you know. I don't know that feeling as a free-to-play. Oh, well. I mean, as a free-to-play, does that change anything? Oh, right. Yeah, because you can't buy the extra tickets in the sugar shop, right? So you're probably running out of these, right? The reward count. But I mean, I guess you can split between regular dungeons and Transcendence on that front. That should help a bit, right? Like, you should be able to get like around 30-ish out of the way in total. Play piano before where your wrist start aching, you look for solution? I mean, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, in terms of accessibility, like, I don't really have anything against it. I do think it's a bit too much. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, if that's the question. But what can you do? I mean, look, at the end of the day, people started doing this shit in Iron 1 as well, by the way. So, yeah. Obviously, it wasn't to that extent because there was more buttons and more animation logs, but, you know. Yeah, I might have to make my own group. Yeah. It's clearly a carry run. Yeah, I'll just make my own group, whatever. Even if it's just for one run, we'll do things proper. We've had some BB juice for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, the 100k Kina one, right? This one's pretty nice. 62 per weeks. It's 63 total, and you can achieve that with 2 characters. But I'm doing it with 3. Balancing energy out on 2 other ults. The only way to get red best PvP items is the crafting? No. Orange Dragon gear is like only one of the 3 paths you have to get orange gear. You also have Sanctuary, which that's what I'm using, right? These are Sanctuary weapons and guards. And you have dungeons, which like this entire set is from dungeons. And you have PvP. There you go. But crafted gear is obviously like the quote-unquote easiest to access since you can just buy on the auction house. But dungeon gear is not that difficult to get though. But broadly speaking, when it comes to armor, like the faded gear you get from dungeon is honestly good enough. Like if you want to use this for your chest and legs for PvP, like faded is fine. It's just one less soulbind line. And for weapon and guard, you can just use sanctuary stuff. To craft gear, you need to be rich. I mean, yeah, but not so much anymore. Like, it's pretty affordable now, actually, when you look at it. Because, like, the price of all of the mats have dropped down very drastically. Like, very, very, very drastically. Like, see, this is 150k now, the orange mat. Crazy. That's fine. So yeah, it's actually somewhat acceptable to save up to make like a Horn Dragon weapon. Like you're still gambling, right? You're still flipping the coin, but at least you're not spending like 3 months worth of farming. More like a couple weeks. Yeah, Templar Glad is fine. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just grab whatever for the final one. How come you're not running the other T5? Because I need weapons. I need potential stones for this. And I haven't been getting lucky because I ran the entire week and I got 1 weapon. So yeah, no. I think I should follow Hazon. Yeah, sure, I mean, that's fine. At the moment I'm stuck 3k gear score and around 180k power. I mean, once you reach that point, your next step in PvE is going to be crafted gear and amplification. as well as, you know, getting the boards, but you will start getting more Marchetons and more U-Steals as you get more gear as well to enter the new content. Well, quote-unquote new. Everyone can buy that red PvP item in AP shop or just restrict general or 5-star. The gear in itself has no restrictions. It's the extra medals allowance per week, that is the one that has the restriction. Once you get to 200k, you'll get comfy groups in T4, yeah. Like my ults are running T4s right now. Without much problem. The more enhancement stones. Yeah, ults do help a lot on the enhancement stone side of things, because even if you reach like 2.5k, you spam Essential Trial every week, and that gives you a whole lot of extra stones. Like that's one thing I'm still running. I wasn't looking at the screen. I didn't see the ghost reach me. Ah, whatever. Was running T4 at 180k? Yeah. I have an ult as low as 170k that's running T4s. What do you think the new class is gonna be? My bet is either on spear or crossbow. That's the two I think it's gonna be. At least in terms of the weapon type it's gonna use. Crossbow seems weird in the world of Ion. Yeah, but in the Ion Vision trailer, they had Ranger use a crossbow. Like it was a weapon swap they were planning for Ranger, and they scrapped it. And you know, because Namjoon is the Ion Vision guy, and he's been implementing stuff from that trailer into Ion 2. That's why it seems somewhat likely. Gunner? Yeah, I don't think Gunner's coming to this game. But yeah, like, if you look at the Iron Vision trailer, there's like, I don't know, 2 seconds during the trailer where you can see Ranger switch to a crossbow weapon. So, that is the entire thing I'm basing my, my intuition on. Take it or leave it. Like, it's funny because you can also see that Chanter was using its staff as a whip, just like it is in Iron 2. Like, when you look at Iron Vision, you're like, wow, all of this is in Iron 2. Like, it's crazy. Even the whole, like, you know, taming monsters in the wild to turn them into pets, yeah, that made it into Iron 2. All of it, dude. I'm gonna watch Vision again, yeah. You would be surprised at how many things from this trailer made it into Iron 2. Which, again, makes sense. Because that is one thing that Namjoon worked on, because that was his vision for the game. That's why it's called Iron Vision. That's what he wanted Iron 1 to be. Like, underwater combat. It's all there. I'm planning to take a break when they announce a global release date. Not really, no. Now, 1 month, like, yeah, about a month before global release, like when we have a date, the month of global, I'm gonna be streaming less, because I'm gonna be taking more time to make videos. You know, like entry-level guides, game presentations, like entry-level dungeon guides, etc, etc. I'm gonna be taking more time to do that. And then when the game comes out, I'm gonna be taking more time to stream, on the opposite. Like the two first weeks of release, I'm gonna be streaming more than I'm making videos. Envision you drowning people? Hell yeah, brother. I mean, look, I'll show you know what? I'll show you guys something after this dungeon. I was drowning people in Iron 1 too. I was. It didn't happen very often, but when I played Cleric, for a brief period of time, I was drowning people as well. Because drowning people also give you full rewards for AP. Could they just implement a new class of Iron 1, Spellblade what it counts? I mean, they have mentioned in the past, like before in one of the first few live streams about this game, that they would be releasing new classes, but they would not be releasing classes that were on Iron 1. So that is one of the things they say. Now, they can go back on that, right? Obviously they can, but that is one thing that they've said. Click to buy gold plus 10 on market and extract to work to get enhancement stones. They removed that from the game, I'm pretty sure. I don't think you can put enhanced gear on the market board anymore. But you can buy wings. If you buy wings and dissolve them, they will give you 90,000 enhancement stones. I mean, you can also craft them yourself, but you know. Hello, Yusuf. I'll also probably use your content quite a lot on your players if that's okay. I mean, yeah, of course. Of course. I do have a video in preparation right now that should be coming out at some point next week. That is going to be like a full game introduction. All content types, all path of progression, like entry level of everything. That's going to be coming out next week. I can't wait to have low ping. Yep, same. And like, because this video is probably going to take a bit more work than I anticipated, I'm probably not going to be streaming on Monday and Tuesday. Or if I do, it's going to be like a late stream on Monday or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to do some prep work for that. Because I think now is a good time to be making a video like this, because obviously people's interest in the game is getting spiked up because NCSoft is starting to ramp up advertisement for this game in the West. So I think people are curious. Like, this will obviously help people who are wanting to play on Taiwan, but I also want this video to like introduce what the game, like the end game, is like on this game. Like, explain the contents, the gear progression, so on and so forth. Like, even if they don't intend on playing right now, at least people get like the global idea, right? I think the players is equal. Know how sequence their progression reach at level 45. I mean, it's not gonna be, and thank you for all the grainy, it's not gonna be like a guide per se. It's gonna be a full introduction of like every content type and explain what the content is about and what the content gives. And then it's going to be separated in two with that. And then on the flip side, explaining the 3 gear progression paths with dungeon crafted in PvP, where to acquire them, like what it takes to enhance, etc, etc. Like what is more accessible for regular players, etc, etc. That's basically what this is going to be. Obviously, I do expect that the change will, the game will change quite a bit by the time it reaches global. So obviously, some of the stuff I'm going to be explaining in this video is not going to stay relevant forever, right? But that being said, does he want to stack? I guess he does. All right. Cool. Do not like stacking. I guess if that's what the puck want to do, I guess that's what we'll do. One of them is dead. Okay. Alright. And that is the final dungeon for the week. And I got a weapon. Look at that. I got 2 weapons this week. Nice. Only 10 to go. At least it's something. There we go. Alright. Let me show you when I drowned people in Iron 1. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. It's important lore, alright? It's called character development. Let's see. Full screen. Alright. It should be one of my any classic Cleric videos. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Be this, right? Yeah. Let me increase the quality because that's a bit shitty. Alright, so this is Hiron. I'm above the capital. Have you done your Arcana cards for PvP skills? Yes. My Arcana sets are a bit iffy right now. I need to redo them properly because of the Cleric changes. But I am waiting for the new Transcendence dungeon. Yeah. I mean, I can show you. Like, this is my PvE set. And my PvP set replaces the Goblet and the Parchment to have space and life on them. And to have Condemnation level 20. I miss Classic. Classic was nice to begin with, but yeah. You know. So yeah. So I'm on Cleric, right? So I have a group of people trying to Zerg me above the new Hiron Gate, right? And basically, the capital part of Hiron is very vertical, right? It's very vertical. So I'm gonna drop down the mountain. And I'm just gonna keep baiting these guys to follow me because, hey, on Iron 1 you could kite people, guys. Can you believe it? We had the technology back then. That's crazy, right? You were able to run in combat. Crazy, I know. But I'm kiting these people down the mountain. And then I'm jumping... Yeah, there we go. I'm jumping into this crevice that has a shallow pool of water. But the way water works on Iron 1 is that if you are underwater, you walk underwater normally, but you start taking really rapidly taking damage, right? Basically just immediately starts draining your health, right? So I bait them on this ledge, right? And then... see. Committing another war crime? Yeah, dude. And then I jumped down in the water, and you see how my HP like keeps draining really fast? How it keeps ticking, right? So that's how drowning works in Iron 1. But I play Cleric so I can heal myself, and this guy follows me. This guy follows me. And I just hit him once, and that tags him. And he can't outpace the healing on the drowning as a chanter. So he just runs away. He realizes his mistake, right? And then he rounds, and I get the full AP contribution. So as you can see, Iron 2 is not my first time drowning people, alright? That this is like lore. This is important. And here your pizza. I watched the Division trailer again. I got some insane copium for season 4 right now. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. Like when you watch the Division trailer, you're like, wow. And Namjoon was the one responsible for the Vision trailer, so... And he's been trying damn fucking hard to try and apply it to Iron 2, so... Yeah, you know. That's why we call it an educated guess. Drowning people, drowning terror since 2008, yeah. I mean, look, man, if you play a class that can heal itself, and you're not dragging people into lava or underwater, what are you doing? That's half of the fun. I did not know you could drown people like that in Iron 1, and I played that game for several years. I mean, just... Environmental... Dude, okay. Environmental... Like, the usage of your environment in Rifting is one of the reasons why I loved open world PvP so much in Iron 1. And that is also present in Iron 2, and I hope we get to see that a lot more often. By the way, did you know that you can juke people in Iron 2? You can do it. It's just that you never do it because there's no like ground areas. You know what I mean? You can juke people. And I cannot wait for us to have a proper terrestrial map for me to be doing this. Just like get someone to jump off the edge and just pull one of these. I drag people into a full group of stealth, sin, and ranger instead. Well, I mean, that's... that is different. I mean, you can do that in this game too. As Templar pulling people in the cliff as a... Gonna wing shot more from the abyss, they fall, don't take a death. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's like the wacky ways to kill people. That's the fun stuff, right? And one thing that I'm a bit upset about with Iron 2 is that when you are in a free fall animation, you cannot use skills, which sucks. Because that means you're not going to be able to like stun and root people when you're in free fall, which kind of sucks. I do hope they will change that type of stuff eventually. Because that is that's the good stuff for sure. Okay, so my Abyss Weekly is done. Let's see. My Rifting Weekly is done. Yeah, I do have, I guess, my Arena Weekly I could do for some crystals. That's depression though, but I guess I could. What are you rolling for global? It's probably gonna change by the time global comes out, but right now I'm thinking Chanta. Yeah. On that change, I can use some skill mid-air. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's a shame we don't have any wind clip abilities like we had in 9-1. I mean, bro, the wind clipping ability is the fucking shitty wind potions that are so bad to use that people forget to use them and then they fall over because they run out of flight time. But yeah, I guess I can do some arena. It's probably gonna be really fucking bad. I'm gonna be honest. Cleric is not cooking in 1v1 right now. I guess I can at least do the participation one, right? Just get the free crystals. Yeah. I guess I'm doing 9 arenas. Yo, where's Cyber? Is Cyber in chat right now? Cyber is not even in chat. Yo, someone ping Cyber. Alright. Let me switch to PvP tab so I don't like target divine auras and shit. This is about to be very depressing, chat. I hope you're ready. It's gonna be okay though. We're going to go through this together. Alright, it's gonna be fine. Just hold my hand, and if we get matched against a gladiator or an assassin, just look away from the screen like 30 seconds. It's gonna be okay. Okay, that should be fine. That is okay. Unless it's an incredibly juiced accuracy ranger specifically, like this should be fine. Gladiator and assassin is entirely unwinnable, however. Right. Well... So I have some news. I don't think he's gonna be able to kill me. That being said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to kill him. And that is a bigger problem, if we're gonna be honest. Yeah. Well, I guess we're doing this for 10 minutes. I guess. He's a general. I mean, the rank doesn't really mean much. But he has very high evasion. So, yeah. I'm gonna hold my buff for when he's buffing up. But he's life leeching on me more than I can damage him, so... here comes the buffs. What's this guy's gear? Yeah. I mean, that's basically the starter pack, right? This is the state of PvP. I mean, that's just evasion. Now, that being said, right? It's evasion plus life leech. It's, no, ranger is not the worst class when it comes to life leech, right? Obviously, but, you know. What do we have? Yeah, this guy is stacking evasion everywhere. Yeah. Can we just like not do this, dude? Like, can we not waste consumables? Like, that'd be nice. I mean, there should be no life leech in the first place. In PvP, yeah. It's a really broken game mechanic in PvP. It really is. That's how he runs out of arrows. Hell yeah, dude. That's the spirit. Was he higher elo than me? I think I'm a high elo than him. So I'm gonna lose points for this. Unfortunately. Should be turned off for PvP? Yeah. Whoever gives up first loses. I mean, the thing is that even if he gives up, as long as he doesn't like rage quit the arena, I'm gonna lose points. But it doesn't matter, right? I don't care about my arena elo. I just want to get like a couple of wins to do the weekly. Yeah, I mean, you know. Is this fun yet? Is the video game fun yet? Yo, chat. Is this fun? You know, the temptation to just like put my back against the wall, pop defensives, and go take a piss is very high right now. He probably would be able to like push me out and just kill me if I did that. Doesn't end as a draw? Yeah, it does. And a draw penalizes the person who has the highest elo, which I think is me. So I think I'm just losing points on this. But whatever. Better of wits. 6 minutes of it? Yeah. I mean, I guess we can look at this guy's gear meanwhile. Let's see. I mean, Dex. He doesn't even have this much evasion, admittedly. He has a decent amount of evasion, but, you know, he's less stacked on evasion than a lot of people I've seen. Well, he's talking in chat now. I don't know what you're saying, brother. Unfortunately, he's an idiot, so I can't understand him. You know, that's unfortunate. I'd be toxic. Yeah, I mean, there's many reasons why 1v1 arenas are completely worthless right now. Number one is how wacky the 1v1 balance is, obviously. And thank you for the follow, Ponto. Because how broken Assassin and Gladiator are, right? And obviously the second one is this. Defensive sets do not bode well in arenas right now. Alright, dude, can you... You know... Just go AFK, brother. Like, is this really worth it? Entertaining? Yes, this is peak entertainment. And if you're not entertained right now, I don't know what to tell you. This is as good as it gets, alright? Evasion versus block? Yes. That's exactly what's happening right now. But yeah, like, the top of the arena ranking is like, it's 2 classes, right? So, and then on top of that, there's no season rewards. So, why bother, right? Literally, why bother with this? This is dead content. They need to do something better with arenas. Like, either they integrate it into like your day-to-day gameplay, if you're playing on the PvP side, the same way they did in 9-1, right? Or they just like completely revamped the whole thing and just made them equalize with no defensive sets, right? Everyone has the same stats. It's one or the other, right? Because otherwise it's always going to be stupid like this. Is co-op still just one match? Yes. Co-op is a death match. Yeah, 3 minutes more, chat. Yippee! Yeah. Like, the only fun PvP game mode are Battlegrounds, but Battlegrounds are usually pretty one-sided. Admittedly, right? Like, right now, it's like whoever has the most assassin just wins. to be honest. In Iron Live Retail, the Arena of Chaos was revamped. Everyone has the same gear, yeah. Like, I think 1v1 Arena right now, considering there's no rewards, right? Like, specifically because there is no ranking rewards or anything. They should probably just equalize it. And they could also use that as an opportunity to give people entry-level PvP gear from it. So this way, a new player that just gets into the game can just do like arenas with equalized gear, get a PvP set from that, and then, you know, go from there, right? I think you should be able to get a Decanus gear by just doing equalized arena. Because this content doesn't exist for 99% of the player base as is to begin with, right? So, yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm damaging him a little bit. Just a little bit, though. I mean, who knows? Maybe in Korea, arenas are a bit more lively, but bruh, in Taiwan, it's, yeah. Again, right? You look at the rankings for Arena of Solitude. Assassin, Glad, Assassin, Ranger. Okay, well, these guys have low elo. No one is fucking queuing, actually. Like, this is really low amount of points. No one is fucking queuing this at all. It's completely worthless. You have the room flooded with water after a few minutes? Yes. See, I like where your mind is at. What this arena is missing right now is a body of water. Yeah, precisely. Alright, well, 20 more seconds. I'm gonna lose like 3 points from this. Good use of 10 minutes though. Good use. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Admittedly, if no one has died after like 3 minutes, okay, 5 minutes, the arena should just end, in my opinion. Yeah. They couldn't make the matches 3 minutes. The problem is that there's a lot of matchups that are really long. Oh no, I lost 1 point, chat. Oh no, I think I have to stop stream. We're trying to had 1% damage Godstone. They do, but like any Godstone that isn't just paralysis or seal, it's just completely worthless in this game. Like the poison and bleed Theostone don't do shit. The damage Theostone don't do shit. Even in PvE, they just don't scale at all. they just simply do not scale at all. They're really bad. But Iron Assassin, double paralysis stone or double silence, yeah. I mean, honestly, my personal preference when it comes to Godstones and Assassin and Iron One was silence plus blind, or silence plus attack speed reduction. Poison bleed was pretty good as well for like on the fly covers. It was pretty good. But yeah, that was my preferred. On a DPS minute, they do ZDPS, yeah, precisely. Like, I don't know, I think they just don't scale with attack the same way it's scaled with Magic Boost on Iron 1. That's the problem. Hopefully they eventually change that, because, yeah. It basically, like, Godstones are useless in PvE, like, period, right? Hey, a gladiator. Now, this guy may look like he's at the same elo as me, But I'm probably losing this because he plays Gladiator. If you guys have been wondering what's wrong with Gladiator, you're probably about to find out. Paradise Stone not a thing anymore? It is. I am running Paralysis. It's the only worthwhile Theostone to run in PvP, actually. Okay, well, this Gladiator does not have Arena gear, so maybe I can do something. Yeah, he still does damage, but, you know. He's neither running accuracy or block. This is probably a PvE gear, Glad. Yeah, this guy's full PvE gear. But as you can see, he's able to heal himself, so this is still going to take a while. I'm just gonna nuke like this. You guys see his HP bar right now? Yeah. If you were wondering about the life leech stuff, Vija, earlier, that's what I mean. I'm probably dead from that, actually. Full PvE Gladiator, by the way. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Isn't Gladiator like a great class right now? Yeah. Honestly, like, big fan. Huge fan of Gladiator. He's able to sustain better than I am. Like, this guy doesn't even have 1v1 gear, right? He has no accuracy. No accuracy, no block. He's just using the life leech button to regen at full. Constantly. He's using PvE gear, and that is Gladiator, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, can I get a root, a paralysis, anything? Can I get like a god intervention to make this end, please? If I were watching Arena, what, 2 for 2 on game balance? On terrible game balance? Yep. I mean, defensives are too strong, and classes like Assassin and Gladiator are completely unbalanced. I might be able to kill him though. Yeah. At least we got there, but, you know. You know. Well, that's stupid, yeah. He messed up. Yeah, he started running away. Where like the main shtick with this class is that, you know, he just wins by attacking me, so. Where's your life leech blade, dude? That's the thing keeping you alive. Oh, there it is. Good design, yes, very much. The Gladiator is for life now. It's a healing class. Like this is like as much damage as I've ever dealt to Gladiator, by the way, because this guy is actually full PvE gear. But I still can't outmatch the recovery. This guy is hitting me for 7,000 damage per hit, mind you. Yeah. I still haven't won, by the way. Like, all it takes is like a bad Theostone proc or anything, and he's just gonna win. Actually, I might die on that. Right now. Okay, never mind. I rooted him. Hell yeah, dude. Level 20 condemnation paid off. That's what it's all about. $7,000 damage per hit. Tank class, by the way, mind you. Lest you forget, 80,000 HP class with damage tolerance passives. He's not even running the invul, I don't think. He just crit me for 13k. I'm paradised. Time for him to fully regen on me now. And there we go, he's full health now. I'm gonna need a few more of these roots, dude. If you can like allow me to get a couple of these, that'd be great. Ezekiel's is running out. And it's back because you know what's the other fun part of Gladiator? Infinite cooldowns, because you have CDR on all of your attacks. Every time you attack, your skill cooldowns go down, so they have permanent buffs. What's a burst window, you ask? Nah, Gladiator doesn't have burst window. Gladiator just has burst. That's it. No window involved. Bro is getting no sunlight. Paralyzed. Ah, I have to define that. Alright. Ezekiel is running out in 4 seconds. But the fun part is that it's coming back in 4 seconds as well. Well, if you're gonna kite your own Ezekiels, why I don't have Defiance, that's fine. There's no ceiling windows of door? Yeah. Bro lives in a bunker, dude. That's all there is to it. Again, right? That's the gear of the guy. Full PvE. This is his PvE set. No accuracy investment. No defensive investment. Just PvE. That's it. Because Gladiator is just that broken. Skill issue? True. True, dude. Mobby. Hey look, Ezekiel's is back. It never left. And you know what's funny? You see this animation he's doing? He's holding down one button right now. He's holding down overhead slam. That's the only skill he's using. The only one. One skill. He's not even trying to stun me, by the way. Like, this guy could be stun locking me and I would not be able to play. Because Gladiator has a 16-second long stun lock with a 10-second cooldown. But he's choosing not to use it because it's much easier to just hold down overhead slam, right? I mean, it's working for it, so why bother? Hey look, he tried to use Mocking Blade for the first time in the arena. Probably dead, actually, yeah. I don't have cooldowns anymore. But he has infinite cooldowns, so... Yeah, no. Well. Good draw, dude. They need to remove PvE gear from Abyss arenas. I mean, yeah, there's just like a global gear balance that needs to be done. And like, I have covered this in the latest video I've made. If you are curious about, you know, some of the problems and systems I would like to see change, check out the paint video at the top of the comments. Hell yeah. What a flawless fucking tie into that. So far, I've had 2 draws. Stumbles don't go through block evasion, even by Mockingblade. I don't know why it doesn't stumble. Oh, it says guaranteed. I mean, that's why accuracy gladiator, it's the same glad. It's the same glad, bro. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Okay, anyways. That's why accuracy glad is like the most powerful class in the game right now. Because if people have no way to escape your stuns, then you just win, right? Do I subject myself to this again, or do I just like leave the arena? I'm gonna leave the arena. I don't care enough, dude. I just don't. I just don't. This is too much consumables. Like, I just don't care. Actually, am I done with this? Oh, I need to do it 10 times? Oh, man. I couldn't agree with Orson and Video. The part about letting Abyss be free of gated content would be hell for newer people, unless they separate everyone with the combat power. Abyss be free of gated content. The thing is that PvP gear is already gated. That's the thing, because you are gated by medals. The AP cap doesn't do anything except make it harder for new people and people who are trying other builds out to catch up, because you're wasting AP you can never get back, right? And it also makes it so, once you're capped for the week, you don't have a reason to do PvP anymore. With the removal of the ranks, right? So, yeah. I don't think there's a negative, personally. This guy's not doing much damage. Okay, wait. Is that a shitty gladiator? Okay, that's a shittier gladiator. Granted, I'm not really doing much damage, so he's gonna be able to life leech to infinity again. But I should have better burst windows, if anything. Maybe. Perhaps. I'm starting to lose faith already. It's been 3 seconds since that statement, and I already want to stop. Well, this guy is trying to stun me, though. That's the main difference. I'm waiting for his... He's using a battle scroll? Bro, it's not that deep. You don't have to do that. I'm powdered anyways. Just gonna wait this out. Why are you wiggling? Just go on my back, dude. Do you think this is the... This is not the Champions League, dude. You don't have to like go back and forth like you're actually doing anything other than holding down a button. Like, let's be real for 1 second. Can I get... Hey, look, he's back to full health. Instant. Did you guys blink? Too bad. You missed it. He went back to full health. Dude. Hi, short question. I have Nathara Mace at plus 18, and next week I can get Luda Mace. Whether to spend that amount for Ludra or keep the one that I have. Orange is always going to be better for the weapon slot, so yes. If you have the option to go orange, do it. And that's the problem, dude. Arena is only going to be these fucking animals. It's just gonna be this class. Look at his HP bar, dude. It doesn't go down. It's never gonna go down. Because Life Leech is a broken game mechanic. Same for gear as well. Yeah. If you get faded armor, you should be using it, yes. Which one is Cleric class insane? Insane heal shit? Not sure I understand the question. Drop rate on orange gear and dungeons is horrendous. If you run hard mode, it's not too bad, right? Like if you run hard mode and the sanctuary, it's like you can eventually get it, to be honest. Nice ether hole, dude. I mean, it doesn't matter. You don't need to be playing your class properly because your class doesn't require you to have a brain, so it's okay. This gladiator is not gonna die, yeah. Me, on the other hand, with a bad Theostone, I could die. That's the fun part, right? That is the fun part. Hey, I'm paralyzed. Speaking of... That cannot heal like that, I mean, it's unfair. Yeah. And you know what's funny? Assassin can also do it. As of last patch. And apparently people have no problem with that. Seems Cleric got wrecked after last update PvE, PvP, PvE. Here's the thing, right? They nerfed Cleric down to a more reasonable stage, where you can't heal yourself as much, and the cooldowns on your heals are also significantly higher now, so you have to time them better, right? So they balanced Cleric, but they forgot to balance the other classes. Oops! Honestly, easy mistake to make. Happens to the best of us, you know? It is what it is. Maybe 90% of players are glad. Yeah, I mean, it's not so much that 90% of players are glad, it's just that if you do anything PvP right now, you're only going to run into gladiators and assassin because they are completely in a different tier of their own, right? No class has a chance, right? This guy is using invuln after losing 20% of his health, you know? That's how stressed out he is about losing any amount of HP, mind you. I have a friend who's always complaining about melees. Range are always so much stronger. I mean, range classes are pretty weak in Iron 2. The worst is that if you heal, you can't do anything else, but melees hit you and heals at the same time. Precisely. Isn't that delightful? Look at him going back and forth like he's doing anything that isn't just holding down one button. You can tell this guy is listening to like some metal music in his ears and he's like, oh yeah, I'm doing it, dude, oh yeah. Bro is making volume 42 of his PvP compilation, dude. It's the 10th video he's uploaded today. He's like, this is the hardest fight of my career. Yeah, I'm paralyzed. Streaming and complaining about the clerics, yes. It's like, do you guys see this bullshit, dude? This class is invincible. Worst part of being a melee in this game is Artifact, Siege War, and Abyss Boss. I mean, it's not even that bad. If you use extendables, because I have brought a melee to Abyss Siege before. If you use an extendable and you actually max range, it's fine. He wants to show his APM is right, his high. Dude, his APM is one button press per hour, dude. Who are we kidding? He's holding down the E button. Like, hello? Almost going to 50% and insta full HP, yeah. That is the absolute state of PvP right now. In case you're wondering. But you have people telling me that I am nitpicking about the state of the gladiator, mind you. I am a nitpicky person with my complaints. Oh, how dare I complain about the current state of gladiator? This looks fine, right? Yeah, this looks absolutely acceptable. In fact, I think the game should release tomorrow in global. Yeah, genuinely, I think this is fine. I fight clerics and heal himself, please fix it. True. The healing debuff should be 100% because it doesn't work on Life Leech. Okay, I'm gonna wait for this, actually. If you're gonna run away during your Life Leech blade... There you go. I have a window of like 3 seconds where I'm gonna be able to TPS in. Yo, let's do it, team. All we need is a Theostone or a Root. Come on, do it. Proc it. Do something. He's... No, well, never mind, he came back. Unfortunate. Instead of 1v1 balance is complete ass? Yes. I mean, open world PvP is not much better because you have the likes of Assassin roaming right now. And Assassin is overbearing in open world PvP. Unmanageable. Plus one on release for global tomorrow? Yes. We need this game to be accessible to the public, dude. Toddler fighting? Yeah. I mean, dude, you guys want to know something funny? I haven't been looking at the screen for the past, like, 5 minutes. I'm just looking at chat right now. Because why bother? Why bother? I'm just pressing the healing buttons, you know, like... This guy is clearly not looking at the screen either, so why should I? It's unfair. He doesn't have his HP drain buff right now, but he's about to activate it. Look at his HP bar. Whoop! He hit me once. Oh! There he goes! Oh! Oh! And it's back to full. Alright. Next week we're gonna receive news for global. Actually, yeah, probably. I mean, maybe not next week. I would say it's probably gonna be sometime around halfway through the month, right? I reckon. So around the 15th after that. Better heals than Shanta? Bro, better heals than everyone. And you guys haven't seen Assassin, by the way. Assassin is worse than this. Can you believe it? Assassin is worse than this. Because at least Gladiator has to use a buff to do this. Assassin doesn't. Assassin just has it built in into hard goal. So, you know. I got insider info? Hell yeah, brother. You're subjecting yourself to a lot of pain for a weekly achievement, sir. I mean, hey, if anything... Okay. You guys tell me, is this entertaining for you guys? Because if it's not, I'm gonna stop, right? Because I don't... Ultimately, I'm bitching a lot and everything. I don't really care all that much. I don't really care all that much. I want the game to be better, right? But it's obvious that this shit is so bad that it will get patched. Because there's no way they leave it in the game like that, right? So it's obviously going to get patched. Yeah, Not One Global didn't read any news. They said we're gonna get a live stream on May where they're going to give us information about Global. Probably a date, we don't know. But we're gonna have some infos at least. You know, again, I would expect sometime halfway through the month. This does make me second thought about playing Cleric. I mean, that's... Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's why I've been saying that if the balance is in this state when Global comes out, there is a 0% chance I'm playing Cleric, right? But it's obviously going to change, right? So that's why I'm not hell-bent on any class in specific. I hope they have a recording of Namun in some interview they did a while back. I say after GameSpark, so September, only question is early or late September. Okay, global release, in my opinion, is going to be like after mid-September, so probably after Gamescom. That's my personal take on it. Can't progress with Cleric and global. You can do just fine with Cleric, right? It's just that in the current state of the game, Cleric loses against everything except Soak in a 1v1 fight. And I'm the type of guy who prefers to do PvP solo. So I don't necessarily want my class to be the best, but I want my class to have potential and like perform okay. So something like Chanter would be better for me right now, because at least Chanter has CC and a built-in anti-heal and etc, right? So it can do better if you build for it. Hope the livestream is called Tico Talk Iron 2. Same, dude. Look, I've been saying, dude, this whole thing with content creation I'm doing, the next goal is for me to talk to Tico, because that would be really fucking funny to me. So, fingers crossed, dude. I've been contacted by NCSoft, right? So, step 1 is over. The next step is to talk to Tico. Should give Cleric an ability to summon holy water to drown people in? Yes. They should replace Divine Aura with a waterboarding skill. Yeah, genuinely. Give me a towel and a fucking bottle of Fiji water. I'll get it done, dude. I'll do what I have to do. Probably Gamescom in announcement, the mid-September release, 2 weeks window just like for Korea. Yeah, probably. Tico is going to manage Iron Global. Yes, Tico is the head of product management, I think it is, for NC America now. They poached him, so he's gonna be the face of Iron 2 for Global. Good fight. wait, are you the guy? No. Okay, no, he's not the guy. Wait, is he? Yeah, he is the guy. Dude, that's funny. Welcome to the stream, dude. I don't know if I would call this a good fight, because I wasn't even looking at the screen, but you know. First arena ever would be against you. Well, okay, I was just okay. You know what's funny? I was trying to prove a point to chat in regards to how fucked the balance is with Gladiator, right? And thank you for showing chat exactly what's going on right now. That's pretty funny. But yeah, GG's, dude, GG's. Good one. Excellent use of our consumables, I dare say. I used like 10 of these. I'm really happy. Fun fact, in Korea right now, the top 100 solo arena is 85% dominated by either Assassin or Gladiator. Hashtag balanced game. Yep. It really be like that sometimes. It really do. Alright, well, okay, it's almost rifting time, chat. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into the abyss for the next 10 minutes, roam a bit, hate my life after I'm getting killed by 5 assassins, and then I'm gonna go do a chill rift to farm some AP. How about that? I think that's the plan right now. My point of view, he screwed Throne and Liberty. I think AGS did okay with Throne. The thing is that Throne was not a good game. that's the bottom line. Throne was a sinking ship, right? And they just did their best to try and save said sinking ship. And it just didn't work out because, you know, there was nothing to save. And thank you for the follow, Art. Appreciate it. And thank you for the demonstration as well. Art, quick question for you. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you like Life Leech Blade as a gladiator right now? How much do you appreciate this skill being part of your kit? The French guy is on? Wow. Hello, Irenas. Do you think it will be okay when launched in global? Probably. Look, at the end of the day, guys, there's 4 months left. The game has been out for 5, and it's already a completely different game, right? So whatever the fuck is happening right now is gonna be a footnote by the time the games come out in the West, right? It's just that, as of right now, I will be bitching about it, and I will be making fun of it, because, wow, how the fuck did Life Leech Blade make it past the QA stage in the NCSoft headquarters? I wonder. It's OP? Yeah. Did you get contacted by NCSoft because of your content? Yes. I mean, it's nothing much right now, right? It's just, you know, they're just contacting content creators to gather feedback and as well to like put them on a short list for like future collabs, right? Which is normal for these types of games, right? But I'm just happy I was able to be noticed, for sure. At least he agrees. I mean, you can't not agree. I'm missing 3 regen roll in my build too, so it will get worse for others, yeah. Only 4.1k accuracy too. I mean, I have 3.3k block, so you're good. Do you think in next patches we get more wrecked as a cleric? The thing is, I don't think cleric needs a buff. I just think they need to make other classes more reasonable. Like, as I've been saying, right? If you remove gladiator and assassin from the game, I think the game is okay. Now, I still think there's a couple of like fundamental problems. Like, I do think stats lean too heavily one way or another. I think offense scales too high, and I think defense scales too high, right? I think block and evasion are too powerful, but I also think people are able to build too much offense. So I think they need to scale back on both, right? And obviously they need to fix the elephant in the room of, you know, what's going on with Glad and Assassin. And they also need to do something about... They need to add some sort of diminishing return to CC, because either we need diminishing return on CC, or they need to, you know, balance CCs better, because some classes have no CC, and some classes like Assassin and Glad have too much CC, and Templar as well, right? So they need to balance this out as well. GG for you, mate. I'm glad about you. Yeah, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, I just want to be clear about something. I'm doing my thing. I am playing this game because I like it and I believe in it. I am making content for this game because I am ultimately disappointed in the state of content creation for this game in the West. So I want to, like, you know, put my stone into the edifice, right? And I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing it for glory. I'm not doing it for money, even though if I was able to make a living out of this, because I'm spending a lot of time taking care of it, it would be nice. But, you know, if things can evolve to be nice, that's great. If they don't, it is what it is. And I'll just keep doing it. For the time, I'm having fun doing it, right? That's all there is to it. I didn't tell you for a while online. I guess I wasn't being active though. I mean, my schedule hasn't really changed too much. I'm uploading like 2 to 3 videos on my YouTube a week, and I'm streaming the game like between 5 to 7 days a week, so I guess that's a you problem. Which makes you a fake fan. Your mods ban him. Bigger heals, but the DPS and cooldowns are totally down. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, which I think it's fine for Cleric to be like this. I would like for Cleric to have a bit more baseline DPS in PvP, because, you know, right now you're just completely unable, like, you will never kill a Templar, a Glad, a Chanter, or Cleric in PvP as a Cleric. You don't have the tools, you don't have the damage. It's never going to happen, right? I do wish we had more tools and a bit more baseline DPS to make fights more interesting. Because right now, if two support classes encounter each other in the wild, they just look at each other, they nod, and they move on with their day. So they need to do something about that. You search some heal stigma with DPS, you're not anymore a healer. No heal or no DPS, my point. The thing is that the DPS stigmas on Cleric chug massive balls, right? That's the problem. Yeah, look, an Assassin. Assassin's fine, guys, don't worry about it. Because Voice of Doom is dispellable, and it doesn't land on evasion and block. Root doesn't do anything, right? Earth Punishment is okay, but, you know, it's not insane. It really isn't. Only class that can straight up kill me is a Biggest Sin or Huge Axe or Accuracy. I mean, Accuracy Gladiator right now is the most powerful class in the game. It doesn't lose to anything. Now, obviously, you probably have higher ping, right? Your ping is probably on the high end, which is why maybe you may be struggling against these classes, but let me just tell you that the top arena, like 1v1 players, are Accuracy Gladiators, because no class can beat it. The global suggestion was really good, managed to get another content creator to watch it. Oh, is that so? Oh yeah, you mean Society, whatever, this guy, right? I was sent a clip from that, and I'm just not gonna make any comments. Because I don't want to, you know, I don't know. I am 200 ping? Yeah. With this health regain on auto tune, NC needs to do health contribution and 3k combat power. Yeah, I mean, they just need to balance things out a little bit. Broadly speaking, I just think Life Leech needs to, like, Life Leech is just, it just should not be in a game like this. Life Leech has no reason to exist in a Trinity game, period, right? Like, if you want to give Gladiator something, give them defensive cooldowns for the group. Life Leech is not it. And Life Leech is especially not it on, like, classes that are supposed to be glass cannon DPS classes, right? We know SOG from Iron 1. Yeah, I know. Again, you know, just... I mean, look, at the end of the day, guys, other content creators do whatever the fuck they want. I am not involved. I am not trying to involve myself with them, right? So that is the end of that. Remove Divine Art from your skill bar, and as far as I remember, it was your best weapon. No. I mean, okay, Iris, you want to see the... Okay, here's the shooting speed of Divine Aura now. This is with the fast shooting speed spec. There you go. That's Divine Aura now. And it does 100 damage in PvP, so... Alright, Shugo Games is out. Good PvP. We'll do Shugo, and then we're gonna finish the rift with some... we're gonna finish the stream with some rifting. Oh, okay, well, I got that. Most of us gladiators want our defensive leech removed and just gives raw DPS. You have enough raw DPS. Let me just say that though. If they want gladiator to fit within a tank role, you guys should have like actual defensives. I don't know how NC America cook for this for global with the current sort of PvP. They released this to promote instead DOA. It's not going to be DOA, right? Because I think the majority of the playbase doesn't even necessarily care about PvP. And even within the PvP playbase, there's even less people that get to a point where balance is going to matter to that extent. But obviously, yes, they have to fix this. But again, they have 4 months to fix this. So, like, if 1 month before global release, the state of the game's balance is still something akin to this, I will be the first one to spam videos every 3 days to tell Namjoon to wake the fuck up. For the time being, I'm just making fun of it. And I'm just letting them cook, right? I prefer the machine gun Divine Aura. Hell yeah, brother. Dude, Cleric had a really high. and now, you know. But again, I just want to be clear about something on Cleric. I think Cleric is fine. Again, I would like to see a few tweaks. I want Root to actually stick to people. And I want us to do a bit more baseline DPS in PvP. I just want the other classes to get their bullshit removed. That's what I want, because it's not healthy for the game, right? Buffing Cleric is not healthy for the game. That's my take, right? I think Cleric can stay the way it is, but it needs more PvE DPS a little bit to... It basically needs to match Chanter in terms of DPS, which it doesn't. Like, Cleric is pretty far behind Chanter in terms of PvE DPS right now, especially if you account for all DPS. And in PvP, it needs a bit more baseline DPS, just a tiny bit more, right? Not much, just a tiny bit more. And it needs a functional root. And that's it. That's the only thing I would change about Cleric. Realistically. The rest of the kit I'm pretty happy with. Now, I would like for Voice of Doom to inflict seal as well. That is my take. You can agree, you can disagree. I would like for Voice of Doom to inflict seal as well as a healing reduction. The heals are boosted, but the cooldowns on them is just pathetic. I mean, I think it's fine. Like, if you have high illusion and you have the CC reduction specs, I think you have a decent amount of healing, because we have Benevolence now, right? Benevolence is an incredible healing tool. So in PvP, you can juggle between used heals, Benevolence, and then your other heals. Now, you will run into situations where you run out of buttons to press, which is a problem. I don't think those slots should be filled with healing buttons. I think they should be filled with utility buttons, like the root, for example. Because there's more ways to sustain your group than just healing. It also comes with, you know, stuff like Hallowed Strike and Root for my own one. We need more of that. I still hope they give more tier 2 Cleric break compared for an update. Yeah, and again, if you put a seal on Voice of Doom, you make Root land more often. I think we would be in a pretty good spot, right? Granted, if it lands, like they need to increase the landing rate, but it's not so much that they need to increase the landing rate, it's that they need to change the entire interaction with status effect chance and status effect resist, because the shit is fucked. There's no other way to put it. It's still 1 minute 30 seconds, it works for 30 seconds, no matter the cooldown, I'm wrong. What do you mean, Irenis? Well, which skill? Which skill? I can answer you. I'm just... are you talking about Voice of Doom or are you talking about Benevolence?
Here's the answer. Yerk.
Benevolence? Oh, CDR works on Benevolence. Yeah, it does.
Round 6.
See? 56-second cooldown. So basically it's up like 50% of the time. Because it lasts for 30 seconds. So it has a 26-second downtime. Which, considering how strong the skill is, it's pretty good. And thank you for follow Unforgiven. Appreciate it.
Here's the answer. Yerk.
So Benevolence is like... Benevolence fills in the gap of the healing that we lost. Commercials, I cannot hear you. You should be subscribing though. That's an easy fix, dude.
Balloons in the tiles, Yerk.
But yeah, if you didn't hear me, with CDR, it falls down to 56 seconds. So basically you have a 26 cooldown interval between uses. So it's basically up like 55% of the time, which is reasonable because it's a really strong effect, right?
Since it's the last round, I'll give you
Hold on, I'm working on it. No, it works. It does work. Because the baseline duration is like the baseline cooldown is 1 minute 30, and with CDR it's down to 56 seconds.
Click on your feet.
So yeah, it absolutely does work. Alright, rifting time. Like healing wise, I think the kit that we have is nice because we have to be more deliberate about the way we use it, right? As opposed to just spamming Radiant Recovery. So I think it's fine, right? Like, I've cooled down to the idea that our healings are more, you know, thought out. Considering you have the hot from this, you have the hot from this, you have the hot from this, right? And then you can balance your heals. Radiant Recovery is an 8-second cooldown. Healing Light is a 3-second cooldown. I think it's fine, right? I think it's okay. It's just that we need more utility when the heals are like, out of commission. Which is why I would like to have a seal on Voice of Doom, and I would like for the root to actually fucking land. It's okay for player 4.4. I mean, you have to compare things to the comparable, right? Like, you have to compare when doing content at the correct level and when PvPing people at the same level as you, right? At the end of the day, right, they can't... because otherwise, if you compensate, you end up with bullshit like the Life Leech Blade on Gladiator, which is no bueno. So... yeah. The video with the assassin that was regening heals with extendable weapons. What was his combat power, do you know? Do you mean the clip? The clip I have on my channel? I have no idea. I mean, he had like a lot of PvE gear. But in general, like, hard goal is just busted right now because a native assassin with like low ping can use hard goal like 15-20 times per second. And they regenerate like 1,000 health with it every time. So, yeah. Slightly more base damage in PvP would probably help at entry-level PvP. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the problem is a bit deeper than that, right? Because if you guys remember Iron 1, there was a baseline, right? Like, you never took 1 point of damage from people. There was always a baseline amount of damage, right? So I do think, again, that's what I mean by they need to reach the floor. In terms of damage in PvP, they need to scale down defensives and they need to scale down the offense with it, right? Evasion should be capped at 20%. Block should be capped at 50%. And perfect block and perfect parry should not be as powerful as it is. It should not be a complete like damage removal, right? But obviously the offense also needs to go down to compensate for that. Too many stats in order to normalize all of them would be very, very hard. I mean, it's just that they're doing a lot of like band-aid patchwork job to fix balance by just adding extreme solutions to extreme problems, right? But it's not very healthy. Again, right? You end up in scenarios where you have gladiators that can put you in an infinite stun loop that also do like 12k damage with the overhead slam in PvP. But then the solution is to build like block and evasion so that they just can't hit you. So basically you end up in a situation where they do insane damage to you or they do no damage to you, right? And that's kind of how PvP works right now. So they need to like meet somewhere in the middle. That's what I'm trying to say, right? And hopefully they can do that. But again, right, the PvP is still significantly better than it used to be. But they are still struggling with like a lot of problems. And every time they fix something, something else arises. So Endurance and Regen is dead, and you should go for block and PvP. Endurance and Regen is not dead. You're just building them on top of the other defensive layer. But the main thing with Endurance specifically is that if you want to build for Endurance, you need orange defensive gear, right? You need orange chest, legs, and shoulders. Thank you for the follow, Z. And you need orange bracelets, right? To build Destiny and to build high amounts of endurance. And you also need to build endurance into your genus, etc., etc. Because otherwise you don't have enough endurance for it to matter, especially as a cleric, since you don't have any baseline, right? So you can build it. It's just that in order to be able to build it, you basically need to run PvE gear right now. Can't wait for your progressing video. Yeah, I'm gonna... So today I did some baseline work on it. I also started writing the beginning. And like I done some of the script writing. And I'm gonna need to get some B-roll footage. And I'm gonna need to finish writing and then recording, mixing, and editing. So it's probably not gonna be out until next Friday. But yeah, it should be out by next Friday. These things take time. I've kind of low-key been thinking about like opening a Patreon or something for the YouTube side. Because I am spending a lot of time on the YouTube videos. And it's... YouTube made me €5 last month. Putting that down on my calendar. Yeah. Like, that's why I'm probably going to take tomorrow and the day after tomorrow off. Now, Tuesday is going to depend, right? Like, if we do end up having a patch that is relevant, I will do the usual stream, right? That leads into the patch and I will read the patch notes. But I'm pretty sure this week is going to have nothing. So I'm probably just going to skip that and instead work on the next video. Just kidding, take your time. I mean, it's fine. I'm a pretty fast worker when it comes to making videos, so it's fine. It's just that I have to sit down and do it because I actually do, quote-unquote, things proper, like with script writing, recording, audio mixing. How do we get Potential Stone Abyss? The same way as Yellows. It's just a really low drop rate. Really low drop rate. I'm waiting for T2 Orange Gear, which instead it will add to the game to milk whales spending on it. I mean, I just hope that the Emperor Dragon Gear is going to have a different acquisition method. I am still of the opinion that orange crafted gear should be a long-term goal that is gated, right? I think the orange mat that you get from Sanctuary should be bound and should be a fixed acquisition rate. So every time you clear Sanctuary, you get 3 of them, right? And this way, it would make Sanctuary more desirable to run. It would make Horned Dragon Gear like very limited in the swiping abilities because you would only be able to swipe for the other ingredients. And it would add a long-term goal as well as a soft pity to Sanctuary. That would be my preferred way to do crafted orange gear. And I hope that's how they will do Horned Emperor. But who knows? Why is no one using uplift button when they cut wings? Am I the only one who does it? The uplift button when they cut wings. What do you mean? That's what Tico did in TL. They made raid-based gear a longer Moranica, you can't swipe it. Well... Okay, Calenthia gear was okay, but it was executed very poorly in the end. And it ended up being pay to win anyways because they ended up adding a bunch of like battle passes that were expensive. to get a bunch of your currency gear at once, right? And they still haven't figured out how to make a proper catch-up mechanic with it, even though it's really easy, by the way. And by the way, here's a fun fact. I made a forum post about how to properly make a catch-up gear for Calante gear, and everyone agreed with me, and they just never did it. So, yeah, no. But yeah, hopefully they cook for global when it comes to systematical changes, for sure. When you barcode to save flight time, just people look up instead of using the uplift button. I mean, I look up because I move using my mouse in general, right? So that's just how I move in general, personally. I don't know about other people though, but yeah, for me that's just how I move. Which is why when you see me chase people in town and they start moving, I move like this, because that's what I have to do to not go down to NPCs. That's just how I move, dude. That's just how I'm used to moving. Look more down and use uplift. No, I will never learn. Like Iron 1, dude, I was playing the exact same way on Iron 1, Kegi. The exact same way. Like, all of my control scheme, all of it, is basically copy-paste from Iron 1. All of the buttons, everything. My remove shock is on the same button, my movement is on the same button. Like, everything is on the same buttons, dude. Even some of my Cleric skills, because they mimic the ones on Iron 1, they're on the same button. Playing on Iron 1 mode, tap target. Yep, living the life. And I'm pretty thankful that we have a tap targeting mode in this game. I would have been able to play action mode, but with the way I play MMOs, it would have been a learning curve for sure. And I want to also jump when I cut my wings too, with the uplift. I mean, yeah, but ultimately the end result is the same by looking up, right? So it's alright. Yeah, I mean, this is probably going to be a mostly empty rift because it is 5 AM for Taiwan right now, but whatever, man. I'm committed. What we're missing from Iron 1 is single target healing. I mean, we do have some single target healing, right? Healing Light has that. It auto targets, but it is there. I mean, overall, I'm honestly fine with Cleric's kit. It's just, again, small tweaks. I'm not really asking for much. It's just a little bit frustrating that they outright nerfed Cleric this much, and then they're doing stuff like that with the Assassin and Gladiator. That's just the only thing. Are you in 40% CDR now? I don't think I'm, no, I think I'm like 37 or something. Official 38. My Pantheon is not perfect because I'm not buying anything. I don't have any of the orange paintings. I'm still using a couple of blue paintings and stuff like that. I'm just crafting everything by myself. I guess I'll go check the island. I mean, to be fair... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go check the tile game, and then I'll go check the island. How about that? Rick PvP equals 55 minutes looking for enemy, 5 minutes for a fight. Nice change. Will not touch this content in global. That will not dedicate to PvP server. I mean, rifting PvP is a bit more alive at regular times. Again, you have to keep in mind it's 5 AM right now, but the main problem with rifting is the lack of incentive for people to roam around the map. So if you find people, it's hotspots, it's towns, and like that's it. So they need to improve that 100%. I mean, there's a lot they can do with rifting, right? And like I've discussed some of it in the previous videos. I've discussed about it on the Asylon podcast. Like, yeah. Ultimately, with Season 4 likely being the introduction of the new maps with Mohammed and Altman, I do think there is a strong chance that they're just waiting for these new maps to quote-unquote fix rifting. Yeah, from the ground up. Because this map was not built with the PvE flag in mind, right? So they need to change things. I'm not a fan of the toggle PvP. It's a necessary evil, because with this game having such a strong PvE focus, they don't want PvP players to make PvE players quit by just griefing them endlessly, right? But they just need to, like, again, put in a few like extra layers to it. Like, as I said in my latest video, you should not be able to flag for PvE if you're like an officer and above. It doesn't make any sense for you to be able to do that. And they need to put more incentive to the PvP flag, as well as make the rifting maps better, with better incentives across the map, right? How gear scales at the start, the toggle is kind of necessary, yeah. I get that griefing issue, give me a pure PvP server, so no reason for care bear. I mean, that is another option, right? That is another option. You have like PvP dedicated server where the flag is just turned off entirely. But I think there's a middle ground they can find. I think like isolating the PvP and PvE populations is ultimately not going to be very healthy for the game. So I just think they need to find a better middle ground. Because trust me, right? If rifting was just built better and the flag had better incentives built into it, people would be flagging for PvP all across the map. There is a way to do that. But they have to incentivize it better. Maybe with the new areas. That's what I think. Yeah, as I said. Considering Moheim and Eltman like are going to be introduced probably like 2 months from now. Like level cap raise. They were the original, like the OG rifting maps on the original Ion. And at least it's going to get constructed with the flag in mind from the get-go. At least, right? They're gonna go into this knowing what to expect, because rifting has been stable for a long time now. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully. Again, it's another one of those things where I don't like the way it is right now. I want to see it get improved. There's 4 months until global, so I'll let them cook a bit longer, right? And the thing is, when the game comes out in the West, it's not going to be the end of this game's improvements, right? Very much not so. It's going to be the beginning. If Throne Liberty is like anything to be looked at, it's that global feedback will be taken into consideration. So if people bitch about rifting, they're going to do something about rifting, right? So yeah. For the time being, just take it at face value. It's not really like we can necessarily do anything to sway the course of action, because they don't really like take global into consideration for right now, because there's such a small amount of like English speaking players playing this game right now. But you know, in due time. You know, first time here, so this game, is this the game you're developing? No. This is an MMO that released in Korea and Taiwan 5 months ago called Iron 2. And I'm playing on the Taiwan server, and it's gonna release in global in about 4 months, give or take. Alright, surely there's gonna be someone here, right? Surely. Now, this time of day, you would think there would be some bots turned into ghosts. I guess not. I'll check the track game. It's pretty sad though. Nobody's doing the track game anymore. Everyone is just doing the tile game now. Yeah, there's fucking no one. No fight for straight 24 minutes still seems fun. Hey. I've been here for 18 minutes. I'll have you know. Alright? Get it right. Also, I've had some like fun fights in Rifting the last few days. To be honest, like the last few days are some of the most fun I've had in Rifting. But obviously, I was Rifting at like a reasonable time of day. So actually, I should probably make a compilation of something, right? I haven't really uploaded anything PvP related on my channel in a while. So maybe I should just like quickly compile something from the last couple of days of PvP in Rifting. Perhaps. I might just do that for Tuesday, actually, just to have something out on Tuesday. Yeah. I've drowned a couple of people. You know? It's really early in current Taiwan. Yeah, it's 5:25 in Taiwan right now. So, as I said before the rift, like this is going to be a very calm rift. Very small amount of chance I'm going to be meeting a lot of people today. Exam in Taiwan? Yeah. Bro, I just said it was 5:25. What? Kegi is botting in chat, dude. He's botting interaction in chat. Fucking caught. Mods? Ban that guy. I don't have any mods. Rage baiting. Roo. Is it Monday or Sunday in Taiwan? It's Monday. Please no ban. You're on thin ice, buddy. I mean, whatever, man. Just gonna enjoy the view of Verderon. Just get some fresh air, some sunlight, because we're not getting that in Oldguard, that's for sure. Like, look, man. My character may not be getting any AP right now, but my character is getting vitamin C. And that's just as important. Have you played Tyrant Tassin and get the statue? Not yet. I skipped on the whatchamacallit. I skipped on the first week of Nightmare, so I fell behind a bit on clears. Yeah. So I still need to clear a couple of mobs. Like yeah, I need how many tickets? 6? So I need 4 tickets and then I'll attempt it. Vitamin D, whatever. Vitamin D's nuts, got him. That was on purpose. I like Idios map so much more. Verderon looks nice there. I mean, I will say that structurally Verderon is a bit flat though. Like, it's very condensed. It's basically just a circle, right? Like, this is just a circle. Oldguard is a bit more, you know, it's a bit more intricate in its design. For better or for worse, you know? Like, it makes traversal a bit harder, I guess. Oh yeah. Which is better for rifting? I think rifting in Oldguard is probably a bit better because it's a straight line between Safe Haven and Nornir, right? And there's also the guards are less condensed. Like, it's easier to dive people in town because the guards are less condensed, and there's also less levels, right? Are there any complaints in Korea Taiwan about last patch modification to Cleric? I have no idea. I can tell you that some people have told me that some of their Cleric friends have quit the game depressed. But I don't really have any other intel on that front. I don't even know if people are complaining about Assassin and Glad, if I'm gonna be honest. I mean, clearly not, because they keep buffing that for some reason, so... clearly people are not complaining about it. Depressed, sounds like Ion. Yeah, sounds like your average cleric, yeah. Which, I mean, which is better for rifting? So, okay, as I said, I think Old Guard is better, like, to rift purely in terms of the layout and the position of the guards. I think rifting in Old Guard is a bit depressing, though, as PvP Enjoy said. The map is pretty, you know, dark, not very pleasant. Forgot to ask potential stones, which is the max level until you can use them? Which is the max level until you can use them? You can potential up 4 times. If that's the question. Which for PvE gear is going to make the percent PvE stat basically be half of crafted. And in PvP it's basically going to... It's also going to be half. Except for weapon and guard that just doubles it. I think that's how it is. I think it's 2.5%. Is it, or is it 2%? God, honestly, PvP gear potentialing, I just haven't really touched too much because I've been farming in Central Abyss to get stones, and I've dropped 1. I've dropped 1, dude. So, yeah. And like again, it's one of those things where if this was global, I would probably be doing degen streams where I farm in the Abyss to get them, and then we have like side objectives on the stream and stuff, or like maybe, you know what we're gonna do on global? I'm gonna do 12-hour streams where I just farm in the Abyss for potential stones, and we do a media share. How about that? How does that sound? It's gonna be a catastrophe. But I would probably be more inclined to do stuff like this on global. Ending stream when I get 1 potential Abyss stone. Oh, that's very dangerous. The stream is either going to be 30 minutes long or 30 hours long, and there's no in between. That's just the reality of this. Ending the stream when I fully potential up my god. Yeah, I'm gonna end up in the hospital, dude. May use all of your Abyss time this way? Actually, yeah. You would probably run out of Abyss time. Flag should just auto-enable for every officer and above. That's what I said in my video. Mods, we spotted a fake fan. Ban his ass. I still don't have any mods. I need to mod someone actually. Like I occasionally have like Russian bots that pop into the chat, and I have to manually like tab out to go ban them. I should mod someone. Good point. Yeah, well. And I've been making this, I think I made this point in a video like 3 months ago, actually. But yeah, ultimately, yes. There should be a threshold for the PvP flag where if you're above a certain rank, you can't flag for PvE anymore. It doesn't make sense, because you don't even lose anything when you die anyways, and even if you really want to go AFK, you can either go into your Pantheon or your Legion boat, and you'll be safe, right? There's a conversation right now that getting a single orange PvP gear versus getting a single orange gear has a huge disparity. It will take you 5 months to even get enough medals, the guards. Then Will, who can swipe completely orange gear once Ludra is accessible for public. I mean, yeah, that is one of the problems, yes. That is one of the problems. Like, the reason why crafted gear is used in PvP is not because crafted gear is better than PvP gear. It's because crafted gear is orange, orange has better stats, and crafted gear is incredibly easily accessible. And it's not just crafted gear, by the way. It's also faded gear. The same problem applies here. That's just how it is. So they need... And that is what I covered in my video as well, right? They need to make it so PvE gear gives you PvE stats, and PvP gear gives you PvP stats, and that fixes the problem instantly. It really, truly is that simple. It is. And either way, Horn Dragon gear should not be that accessible. You should not be able to buy Horn Dragon gear on the auction house. I think it's fine for the other crafted gear, like the gold one, to be sellable on the auction house. I don't think Horn Dragon gear should be sellable on the auction house. I think it should be a long-term bound piece of equipment that you craft. The craft should be 100% guaranteed, and the orange mat should be a bound thing that you get from Sanctuary and that you end up crafting yourself. That is how proper progression should be for this type of gear. It is. And that would immediately fix, like, even without changing the stats to be PvE, it would fix the problem. A bit like 808 handle raid gear. Yeah, that's just how every game in the world handles those type of pieces of equipment. Don't fix what's not broken. And it would also fix the problem of Sanctuary not being desirable for people who have capped gear. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it would make it very easy for them to, like, make it more accessible, because if you want to move on to the next tier, you make it drop more, and you make it drop from other pieces of content as well, right? It's just the better way to do it. Now, Pandora's box is opened on Taiwan and Korea. They can't fix it. They can fix it for the next tier of gear. Hopefully. Hopefully they do. And they can fix it for global. And hopefully they do. God, what I would give to have a conversation with Tico. God. I need to talk to that man. Yo, anyone with Tico's number, fucking put me on the speed dial, dude. 1v1. Just get the mats from Rain and you'll get it, yeah. That's like 60% of the initial whale money drop. It's not. Okay. Something that people don't realize is that NCSoft would not lose any money because enhancement is where people swipe the most for this gear. Not the craft. Enhancement, number one. And number two, I can tell you that no one is going through legal means to get Horn Dragon gear. Everyone is RMTing. NCSoft is not seeing a single penny out of this crafted gear. I can tell you that NCSoft is making the majority of their money from subs and skins, not from shit like this. And if they really want to make money out of this, Sanctuary reset scrolls would make them more money to get people to get their mats faster, to craft it faster. You know what I mean? If there's a will, there's a way. Like, it would just be better for the health of the game on multiple layers. Whether it's the PvE gear problem in PvP, whether it's the Sanctuary not being desirable enough. It would just fix a bunch of stuff if they just did that. Again, they can't do it in Korea and Taiwan right now because it's too late, right? The gear is available, right? Like, it's too late. But they can fix it for global, and they can fix it for the next tier of gear. So hopefully that is something they're considering. Damn. Bro flagged to PvE immediately. Sag. See, this is a general. A general that's flagging for PvE. That doesn't make any sense. You should not be able to do that. You are a general. If you're a general, you have like 30 million ranking points. Why can you flag for PvE? We'll have same patch as global plus 7 Korea. Different than was in 9-1. We don't know exactly what we're gonna get, but I would assume we're gonna have the latest QOL, balance, quality of life, classes, everything. But we're going to go through the same seasons as Taiwan and Korea. So season 1, 2, 3, same content as Taiwan and Korea, but with the latest QOL, and probably with adjustments made. Like, if anything, I can tell you that Sanctuary won't be available like week 1. It's gonna be available at the end of season 1. If anything, right? And we're gonna have an accelerated schedule to like eventually catch up with Korea. So like, instead of having 2.5 long seasons, like 2.5 months long seasons, it's gonna be like 1 month or 1.5 months. This way we eventually catch up to Korea. And obviously we'll have accelerated rates on everything to help with that. Because I don't really see them releasing the game in the West with basically everything we've gotten like in Taiwan up to now be old irrelevant content that we will never go in again, right? I don't think they'll do that. So I think we'll go through it and then we'll eventually catch up. I hope they will not kill at all the Cleric class. Well, I mean, the Cleric class is like as down bad as it's ever been, to be honest. Again, I don't think the class is the problem. I think the other classes are the problem right now. But you know, 4 months. They have 4 months to fix it. When they can make PvE gear only give PvE stats and will do nothing in PvP, it will fix a lot of problem in PvP. Isn't that what I just said? Yo. You guys can hear me, right? My mic is not fucked. No, what did you say? Fuck! Fuck! If they give more heals to Chanta, that's it. I mean, Chanta already has... They already gave more heals to Chanta. Like, Chanta is like a pretty good healing class right now. Arguably, some of Chanta's like healing kit is better than Cleric. Like, Recoup is insane. Recoup is better than Radiant Recovery. What's the point of having Soak in the game? Like, SM does more damage, what makes me play this dead class? Yeah. No, that's fair. Soak is pretty terrible right now. Need to go to sleep. Thanks for a good stream. Good night. Good night, Kiki. Have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Also, you're not subbed, so I will be banning you. But, you know, it's nice you were here. Appreciate it. Chanta is better than Cleric. I think Chanta is in, like, sort of the same state as Cleric. I do think that Chanta has, like, a lot of things going for it, though. Because Chanta has more PvE damage. Chanta has better group synergy stuff. Chanta has CC in PvP. Right? But it trades all of that for like slightly less healing, basically. Yeah. But overall, yeah. Like, I think Chanta is a better class than Cleric. Not by much, but it is. Especially as of last patch. Like, the amount of buffs Chanta got is crazy. Nuts. This is pretty empty as fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna give one more pass to the Isle game, and then I'll go to the island, and if there's nothing, I think that's gonna be GG's for now. I just noticed they removed the self-resurrection stigma skill of the cleric when they died in PvE, or they just put in a different skill. So the self-res skill went through a bit of an ordeal, right? So they released it into the game, and it was unusable dog shit. And they realized it was unusable dog shit, so they removed it out of the game 2 days later. And then a few days later, they put the self-res effect into a passive, Immortal Veil, which was nice. And then Cleric was missing a stigma for like 2-3 weeks. And eventually they released the Cleric's new stigma, which is Noble Energy. And they removed Cleric self-res entirely, and they allowed everyone to use self-resurrection in Sanctuary. Now you have a limited amount, you can self-res twice per fight. But yeah. So basically, you don't even take the resurrection skill as a Cleric anymore. And Cleric has no self-res anymore. And the new stigma is a purely PvE damage skill. Even in T2 Corroded, you can self-res as a DPS? Yes. Everyone can now self-res twice per fight. And basically, it's a life counter. So you can self-res, or you can get res by a Cleric, and it brings the counter down by 1. So that's why Clerics don't even use the resurrection anymore. Because it's not... It doesn't have value. As you can see, my resurrection is unspec'd for this reason. Because why fucking take it? To be fair, I think a life system is fine. I think the self-res stones should not be a part of it, but, you know, whatever. It doesn't really change much. But I do think the life system should be applied to more content, broadly speaking. I think it should be applied to Transcendence. I think it should be like applied to hard mode dungeons. Because PvE is too easy because of it, right? Self-res makes PvE too easy. But yeah. And considering there's no like actual organized group PvP content, like the resurrection skill on Cleric very much feels like useless. Because the only case scenario where you want to use it is group open world PvP in very niche scenarios, but 9 times out of 10, you're better off taking another stigma anyways. So just fucking remove it from the game and give us something else. Like even carrying the res in a dungeon, like 9 times out of 10, when you have the res skill, people self-res anyways before you can even use it. You're just wasting a slot. And stigma slots is not something that you can really expand for no reason as a Cleric, especially with the addition of Noble Energy. Because like, if you don't carry Noble Energy in PvE right now as a Cleric, you basically lose 1/3 of your DPS. So yeah. Alright, one last roam around the island, and then I think I'll be calling it. There's not much to do anyways, like I've pretty much expanded everything. I've done all of my dungeons, all of my weeklies, all of my PvPs. There's not really anything to grind in terms of the ranking arenas, so yeah, I think that's gonna be about it. I really want them to like expand on PvP though. I would like to have a reason to grind for PvP. Even if the balance is wacky, right? At least I found someone. Well, counts for something. Made like 20k AP or something this rift. Hey. The general I killed earlier is botting on the island now. Isn't that cool? That's pretty cool. Amanda. I really wonder what's gonna happen because like Taiwan has a meeting. I wonder what the players are gonna have to say because Taiwan is in such like disarray, dude. Like they're not moderating the server like at all. I wonder how would Lost Ark Refugee feels about finding out that the game has resurrection stones. I'm pretty sure they're going to shit talking in global. Oh, 100%. 100%, yeah. I mean, people are already shit-talking their self-res stones in global, but they're shit-talking it for the wrong reasons. People think the resurrection stones are pay-to-win, which is not the problem with resurrection stones. The problem with oh my god, the problem with resurrection stone, try saying this 3 times as fast, dude, is it's trivializing PvE because you can just brute force most mechanics with the fucking res stones, right? Anything that isn't a group-wide one-shot can basically be trivialized with the res stones. So that's why they need to add limitation, like, you know, a life system and stuff like that. Simply remove res stones. I mean, yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen though. Like a life system, like purely a life system would be better than resurrection stones, but you know. You know how Koreans are with their fucking consumables. Like, if the Koreans can put a funny icon in your inventory that does an effect when you click on it and makes a noise, they are very happy about it. So I don't think they're going to remove it. Like, it's like shaking a pair of keys in front of a fucking 5-year-old. I think a life system is the way of the Sanctuary. They'll make a big generous conquest. Yeah. I hope it gets widespread, and obviously if they can remove the res stones from the equation, that'd be nice, but broadly speaking, a life system is the way. It doesn't need to be on everything, like exploration and normal mode doesn't need it, I think, but having, like, you know, 4 lives in hard mode, 3 in Transcendence, and 2 in Sanctuary, I think is fine, right? Even though I think 4 is too much already, but whatever. I'm just, you know, trying to be reasonable, I guess. Personally, I don't think you should be able to die more than, like, once per fight. But that's just me, right? Alright, let's do a little bit of Gamba before we leave. We do have some Gamba from the Hall of Illusion earlier. Not much, but a little bit. Okay. Ooh, I can craft an asphalt board? You say less, dude. Oh, I'm so good at this game, dude. Oh my god. You people are struggling to make money? Dude, I pressed F and I made 16 million kina. Are you kidding me? God, I'm so good at this game. For me, as someone who don't PvE that much, I think adding res stones in the game defeats the purpose of PvE dungeons. Yeah, pretty much. Give me 4 useful balls. Might as well, right? Okay, well, I had to pay somewhere, and I'm glad to pay the toll. That was worth it. 16 million kina is worth it. Did you already max your asshole? No. But I will... Brother, the day you see me use a 17 million kina consumable to get 5 block, right, on my asphalt board, is the day you can call me the fucking Queen of England. I will literally go outside, down in the streets, and I will be asking for my minions to carry me around before I do this shit. I'm gonna wait for them to put sources of bound asphalt board elsewhere, and if they never add it, I will stay with my 74 asphalt board. How can you sell them? I cannot sell some. Specifically, asphalt and Ariel board fragments that you craft can be sold on the market board. Marcheton and you still cannot. Alright, let me make those. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll roll my boots a little bit, yeah. Also, let me craft these stones. I don't think... Someone clip it. I mean, I'm not really taking much risk. I will never fucking... Dude, dude. Yeah, I have 120 asphalt balls, right? So I'm missing 110, right? Dude, that's almost 2 billion. for this kind of fucking stat, dude. I'm not spending 2 bill for this. Nuh-uh. Alright. And let me do this as well. The boots, right? Was it the gloves? It's the gloves. Some people had full audio in season 1. Yeah. Surely they will eventually give us sources of asphalt boards in PvP. I want to believe, chat. I want to believe. Oh! Dude, I finally got it. Hell yeah, dude. Alright, now we get it on the boots. Give me grace. Give me grace. Alright, well. We can't win all of it. They'll give asphalt for free once they add another PvP board? Hell yeah. What can I even add as a PvP board, actually? I'm trying to think, right? Which god would fit that? I think since they removed raids, they removed raid when global release, where it's like a struggle with amplification stones. That's possible, yeah. Specifically the yellow ones, yeah. I mean, you do get a few from during the contracts, but you don't get nearly enough. I don't know why they didn't put the amplification stone as baseline rewards on the contracts. Same as the AP and shards, right? Maybe Israfel? Maybe, yeah. Israfel does have does have some gamer vibes, yeah, for sure. All right. I mean, I don't think I have nearly enough though. I don't think I have other potential. I mean, I'll check anyways. They keep nerfing the acquisition of resources to tone down the progress of global. I mean, ultimately, right, with the way they handled resource management in Season 1, they just fucked up, right? And again, the train has left the station when it comes to Taiwan and Korea. If they can do a better job on global, I'm not going to be unhappy about it. Because they need to pace themselves more, right? They need to pace themselves. Season 1 was a disaster in terms of progression. It was bad. Okay, I'm missing 1. Alright. And I'm missing 3 on this one. Okay, so not quite. We're gonna have to wait for next week. Okay. Alright. Fellas. Late nighters. At least for the people in the EU. Thank you for watching today. I'm gonna be done for now. I know it's a bit of a short stream, but you know, end of the week and everything. Don't really have much to grind for right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be done for now. I'm not really planning to be streaming tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I might do a late stream tomorrow, just like, you know, some fun PvP roaming or something, but I'll see. I'll let you guys informed on the Discord. And on that topic, make sure to follow the channel on both Twitch and YouTube if you haven't already. And make sure to join the Discord as well to be aware of my whereabouts. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. Always a pleasure to stream for you guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day, or have a good night for the people going to bed. And thank you for the follow, Spiffy. And yeah, I'll be seeing you maybe on Monday, but otherwise I'll be seeing you for a thick stream on Wednesday as usual. So yeah, GG's.